Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Paper Dungeon. This is going to be episode 29 of the second chapter of our stream. We are very, very excited to be here tonight. Very excited to be streaming. Drew's got a good stretch going. You know how like when a dog stretches and you're like, good stretch. Like you have to go like, big stretch. Yeah. No. That's what just happened.
Did you just call our cast member a dog?
I called my brother a dog. There's a difference.
That's abuse.
I mean, okay, Aaron, to be fair, it is not uncommon for
Watch your words.
Not you. I'm not talking about you. But there have been several occasions where I have been called the name of our dog. Of our dog Bear.
You get mixed up.
So much more wholesome.
Like our dog Bear has been called Drew, and I've been called Bear.
That you were just gonna say that, like in your daily life, you're an absolute dog.
But you got that dog in you.
You got that dog in you, bro.
Nah.
We are very excited to be streaming tonight. We do have a few quick announcements to get through before we get started. Starting with our dog, Mr. Andrew McKellips.
Hey guys, glad to see you here, hanging out with us in the Twitch chat. If you like some of the stuff you see, we have other social media platforms that have some stuff on them from the past, from back in the day, but they're still great. Like on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, not really Facebook, but hey, maybe someday we'll post something there.
One of these days, we're going to have the biggest giveaway, and it's only going to be on Facebook.
And it's only going to be on Facebook, that's right. So yeah, check it out. And also, if you want to support us...
Stop stroking Kevin.
If you want to support us, you could donate on Twitch, or you could gift subscribe, or you could support us on Ko-Fi or Patreon, where you get some extra content. Yeah.
Nice. Very well done, Drew. Aaron, you have our next announcement.
I've been trying to figure out where the music in my headphones is coming from, and I have yet to find out.
It's background noise.
Yeah.
I mean, is your Spotify
scary.
Like open or like closed?
I don't even have it downloaded.
Oh, well.
It's me, Aaron.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Well, anyway, I know what to tell the people watching. It's that we have a website, www.thepaperdungeon.com, that has a merch store on it. That merch store has fun things you can buy, like shirts and hats that have our logo on it and other fun things. Speaking of fun stuff, we also have a Discord. You should join it, especially if you're a subscriber, because sometimes we post cool subscriber stuff. Very rarely, but we do. So check that out. It's a fun time. You can post recipes, talk to people, maybe start up a D&D campaign. Pretty much do anything that's allotted by the rules. It's a great time.
If it's within the rules, you can do it.
It's totally allowed.
Nice.
As long as it's allowed. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I have anything else. I suppose it's just our last person.
Thank you, Aaron. Grant, you have our final announcement.
Podcast listeners, here
up,
I
dogs?
am, wiggling my little finger, tickling your little ears, because I'm so grateful that you listen to our podcast, and I just want to thank you. You are the lifeblood of this show, baby. And if you're on YouTube, hi, you can see my face, and everyone else's. Thanks for that. We're glad you can look at us. You should see us on Monday night sometime while we're live. That'd be really cool. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub for free, which is also cool. Thank you.
Remember,
Back
it
to you,
expires. DJ. It expires, so you have to reapply. Amazon Prime is like sunscreen; it doesn't last forever.
Reapply. That's right.
Reapply your sunscreen more than monthly, but you can do the Twitch Prime just monthly.
Ideally daily if you want to have youthful skin for a long time.
Or you can be like me, decrepit.
Sunscreen.
Gross.
Whatever. Anyway,
I put on sunscreen today. I'm glistening, and that could be you, but with Amazon Prime.
I got a water flosser, and oh my gosh, it's changed my life.
I don't know about that.
Drew, let's go ahead and get started with tonight's episode of The Paper Dungeon. Roll the clip.
Welcome to Nico Muris, a world of lost legend and forgotten lore. As the world, still recovering from the decimation of the trial, approaches the turn of the century, ancient evil returns with a lust for darkness and ruin. Follow us into a planar conspiracy as powers beyond your imagination plot the downfall of all that is right and good. 3 years have passed since our heroes fought a war to reclaim a fallen land. Now, they must once again take up arms and write a new story. A tale of glory, fear, and fortune as they make their way through the Paper Dungeon.
And we are back. So I'm going to take a second where I stall for just an extra second while I actually pull up my notes, because I definitely didn't have the stream pulled up instead. So, over the last several episodes, our heroes, Fate's Gambit, have been traveling across the plains in search of the sacrifices needed to release the 6 truths, these 6 abominations that were the embodiment of the sins of the people of the Age of Pandemonium, and what Lanantari used throughout the events of the trial to rain her wrath upon the world. They have been traveling. They've gone to the In-Between to warn Miriam Azima, a woman that they met early on in the second half of this campaign. They have been all over the world, and specifically, they most recently were in the plane of Yizgard, the gladiatorial plane, the not war plane, but like the
Valhalla.
Yeah, the Valhalla of the cosmos. Thank you. To look for a man by the name of Okaro Orkaso, one of the few living Vesht, in fact, probably the only living Vesht outside of Clovar. He once was a general for Clovar, a close advisor for Clovar, before eventually leading to Clovar's downfall, being a double agent, and took on the mantle as one of these sacrifices, cursing himself with everlasting life. Over the millennia that have happened since then, he's kind of found himself being a bit of a drunkard, a bit of a washed up war hero type of person, just not really vibing with the choices that he made, because he kind of hates life now. But after you guys talked with him, specifically after Avanthy kicked his butt in a fight and then teleported them all to Sigil.
I mainly defeated him with words more than actions.
The words
That is, yes, very accurate.
beat his mind, his body.
Look, when you can't scar the flesh, mar the mind, right?
There you go.
Wow.
Scar the skin, mar the mind. There you go. With that, you guys did return to Sigil, where Okaro was able to continue to give you guys lots of information about the nature of the sacrifices, how you can actually defeat them, how you can reappoint one, what actually like the sacrificial kind of ceremony or sacrifice actual as a ritual was that going to look like, and how that takes place, where they have to be, so on and so forth. And with that information, you guys were like, yo, okay, we're feeling a little bit better. Got more of a plan. We're kind of getting things figured out. We're gathering all the puzzle pieces to try and figure out what it exactly is that we're going to do to stop all this type of stuff, because everything's going wrong. With that, you were like, okay, next step, we got to go see how Marcus Steele is doing. One of the next sacrifices on the Mist Runner, whole 9 yards, you guys were going to go do that.
Yeah, the one that we've been aiming for months.
The one that's like the last 4 sessions has been like, yeah, we're going to talk to Marcus Steele. We're going to talk to Marcus Steele. We're going to talk to Marcus Steele. Never happened.
To be fair, he was also gone on a boat.
Yeah.
The past couple sessions.
We did everything we could.
So, just saying, DM, it's not all on us.
Exactly. But you were able to get down to the docks of Sigil, where you quickly took in a scene of chaos as several of the boats were being attacked by fire elementals. Several of the boats were just erupting in flames. One of those boats, having recently been forced to moor here at Sigil because of the attack in the Astral Sea, was the Mist Runner. Attacked specifically by elementals along with some wizards, with the purpose of kidnapping Marcus Steele, and they were successful. And that is where we left off, with you guys going, what the freak should we do now? So we're going to pick up right there. You guys are at the docks. You're witnessing the burning boat. You have a crowd all around you, and I believe it was Cather who's just like, well, now what are we gonna
Now
do?
what we're gonna do?
So it's the four of you all, Kimura, Cather, Edward, and Abinthy. Who would you guys like to do?
Well, this is
Like,
very.
our game
This is
really just kind of like tanked.
yeah. This really is
Fast.
really really bad. Also, I'm gonna get some music going. I don't know what to play though. Probably. I don't know. Something with some
Something
excitement.
intense, but not battle music.
I've been listening to a lot of
See, here's the
metal
problem.
recently.
This is something that Grant and I have tried to tackle so many times, and have just missed the mark, and it makes me so sad.
I mean,
Intense
I
but not
think
battle music?
Happy
Yeah.
tavern music fits perfectly here.
Just people screaming and burning in the background. It's like
Here, I'll provide it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
There's just some.
People
although
are dying, Catherine.
oddly enough, there is just a dude sitting on a stool, just blank face, being like, "This is fine."
yeah.
Now, if I recall, nobody was burning, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well-
The
everybody got
people
off.
that are alive are okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
The ones that
that's
didn't
good.
make it off the boat in time.
And Abinthy, Aaron said that Abinthy had cast watery sphere and like
Yeah,
kind
I
of dunked
have-
Yeah,
people.
no,
People.
you guys are taking care of it. You're like, you know, you guys are getting it.
I just make a wall for people to walk through.
That's
when
right.
they leave the
Just a little,
boat.
little shower, just
Yeah.
take away all the flames.
Abinthy, I mean,
Yes.
can you like message Okaru and ask him where he
Okaru.
feels?
There's no ooh.
What? It's Okaru.
Okaro.
Yeah, Okaru. That's what I said.
You said Okaru.
Lucario.
Oh, I said
It's the
Akaru.
accent.
I'm sorry, Akaru.
It's not.
Yes.
It might be the
Anyway,
accent.
can you message him and ask him where he's feeling Marcus right now?
Give me just a minute.
Are you beat? Are you like worn out? You literally just had a
I'm
fight
trying-
today.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out right now, actually. Mainly because I can't remember what level of spell. Oh, it's
He has like his hand on his wrist, getting his pulse.
extending.
Well,
yes.
let's see. I think if I recall, you cast at least a 9th level spell, along with
I cast a
like a
well,
couple.
you couldn't see it, but I cast a 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. I didn't cast any 5th, but I did cast 2 4th and 2 3rds.
Man, Abinthy needs a nap.
I'm pretty tapped out right now, but I've got a sending spell available, I guess.
Now is the perfect time for you guys to just get bodied.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I still have my staff. I haven't used any staff charges. I'm fine. Put me in, coach. I will unroll a little spool of thin wire, and I will literally send a wire into the sky, and a little tiny portal goes through, and that's me casting a sending spell.
Nice.
And I just whisper to the wire, I say, Okaro, Doc is bad on fire. Where is Marcus Steele? Sense, please?
And then he does the finger emojis that are like touching.
The rest is just all emojis.
What did you do?
so I have my tower, right? And what I wish I could show you guys, I'm not going to, is that my monitors, I have this like monitor stand, okay? So there's like the desk, and then there's like an elevated monitor stand that the monitors sit on. And so I went to go throw my dice into the tower, and it rolled across the center beam of this, not falling either way, but it rolled across this. It rolled across the monitor stand and then off the backside of my desk. But I have no clue where it went.
That's a
It didn't land on the ground.
Sick 50-50 board slide to
That's exactly what I was
bro.
thinking. Probably like 200 points at
Bro,
least.
absolutely. He probably comboed that into a manual, dog. He's still going.
Who's this one?
He's still good.
You know that dice plays Bob Burnquist,
Oh, absolutely. The GOAT, the best character.
bro.
Okaro responds. Problem is, I don't know where he is. So I'm having
no.
How do you not know where Marcus Steele is? Is
My
there
idea
another
was,
DM?
Hey, we kidnap Marcus Steele, and then I immediately know where they take him because I have that all figured out. That's
They're
a detail that I figure out when you guys are like, "Yo, let's go get Marcus Steele." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, where is he?"
Hey, DM.
I should figure out where
Hey,
they
DM,
are.
we're trying to figure out where Marcus Steele is.
Yeah, I got that.
Give him 15 minutes to prep, gang.
Here, let's just go fight the soul seer
Hiding in
real
an alley
quick.
nearby.
Give DJ some time.
Actually, cancel that. We're gonna go fight a lich.
I'm gonna cheat real quick. Right now, it seems like him and Adela Crave are masked from my sight.
I'm not going
That's
to.
not
This is
everything.
not actually sending. I'm just going to say it out loud. Sounds good, dog. That sucks. And then
What's the report? If they were just taken, they must not be far.
They're going through a tunnel. No reception. Can't find them. Probably in a plane of transit.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're taking the tube.
Well, unfortunately it's very unknown as to how far they gotten because they likely have means of interplanar travel similar to us, so they could probably be
For all we
anywhere
know,
by now.
they're in customs right now. There could be a
Yeah,
bad
you know
check.
they're going through security right now. You know,
Absolutely.
they have to take off their shoes and their belts and their
And
backpack.
you know for a fact that Adelar Crave is definitely the type of person who would get pulled aside for additional search.
Uh-huh.
Because you know he's carrying some. He looks suspicious.
Yep.
He looks suspicious.
Probably packed a lava lamp on accident. And
Every
forgot
time.
about
You
it,
see,
something.
Did not carry a
It's
lava
liquid.
lamp.
It's
I've done
liquid
that
in a
before.
container that's too large, and so they don't like that. You
Okay. All right. Well,
gotta
that's
ship it.
okay. Well, this is a lot that's going on right now. That okay. So Marcus is gone.
Marcus
and we
is
don't
out the
know
window.
where he is. In all likelihood, it feels like he could be in Wisteria Vale, but I suppose that might also be an unknown in case they have other safe houses that they would prefer to store them.
In Atrosil in Wisteria Vale, like you'd imagine that they're keeping other important figures. Like if they can
Right.
keep a goddess there, they can keep everybody else, right?
Right.
But then again,
which is totally
good
possible, but
point.
they might not want to keep everyone in the same spots.
And I imagine that keeping a goddess there is rather taxing too.
Right.
So
So-
you may not want to put all of the people in the same place because that can be real tiring.
Yeah, especially because I get the sense these people are like, if I were to put a number to it, like if the average person was like a level 0, I think those people are at least a level 20. You know?
Somewhere around that.
How high of a
probably.
leveling system does this go to?
A 20 is the max. Well,
what are we on this system?
I think,
But most
I
likely,
don't know, I'd
you
rate
can-
us maybe around like a 16 or 17, I'd
Eight.
say.
like once you hit level
16 or
20.
17.
Once you hit level 20, then you can probably keep going and just get little additional things that are sometimes really good and sometimes really bad.
Yeah.
And it's not balanced
You,
well at all.
you just don't get additional like class features. You just get new items.
Personally, I think that it's a misstep.
I think you're way overestimating us. I'd say we're probably like 8 or 9.
Edward, what
On-
have I spoken to you of underestimating yourself?
I'm
just had this
sorry, I'm a
conversation.
realist.
In canon, I just asked you to do some stuff like real important, and I believe you can do it. I need to pick yourself up by your
Oh,
bootstraps.
frick, I have to
Stop.
open that door.
Yes, and I
Oh,
can't
shoot.
believe. I would like to. My mind opens to the cosmos
Oh, no.
to go back to Grant saying, "I'm gonna think of it. I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm not gonna ask for your help. Don't even remind me."
Hey Grant, did you think of it? Did you figure it out? Did you ask for Aaron's help?
I'm looking into it right now.
Good job, buddy.
Grant's like, don't worry guys, I'm on it.
Right. Anyway.
Your moral will speak up. Okay. We probably should not
Be standing here in the
figure
middle
out
of
our
a dock.
next moves right here.
Yes, I agree. Well, there's nothing. If Marcus isn't here, there's really nothing else for us here in Sigil. That's for sure.
Yeah. Do we need to tell Okara that we're going anywhere? Well, I mean, he seems.
He went to his own safe house, so
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
he's doing his own thing, and we have nothing to report to him.
yeah. Well, where do you want to go?
Well, you need to rest, so I imagine probably Gambit's Keep.
I'm doing great. I can sleep anywhere, honestly. I know a great dimension. It's pretty much just cafes.
Let me get the. I think Gambit's Keep
like
might
Edward
not be the best idea. Might not be the best idea. I mean, they know maybe they know we're not with them. If they're trying to get us, that might be the place to go. How badly do we need Adrasil out of there? Not that I think we could get her out, but if we could get her
Out
out.
of Wisteria Vale?
I mean, having the goddess of war on our side is a good plus.
Not just the
Yeah.
goddess of war, the one that like sometimes stops people from dying, goddess of war.
And who also
Yeah.
knows Clovar very, very well and could be a good
Oh, yeah.
insight.
Intimately.
Probably knows like a lot of his inside moves. You know, she's. I can't finish the joke. I'm sorry.
I have an idea.
I was going to slap you, Kiyomura. I was going to push you right off this dock into the endless
Into the
abyss
void.
of the stars.
Into the ethereal sea.
into the burning ship. I have an idea.
I'm excited to hear it.
I'm not.
The last place they will expect us to go is Wisteria Vale, obviously. Either we're on an errand, or we're afraid of it, right? Why
Uh-huh.
don't we just go get a look?
I mean,
see where Adrasil is, see
mean-
if there are others. Maybe Marcus Steele is there.
Well, I mean, Abathy, you know where Atrasil is, right?
Oh, I know exactly where Atrasil is. I could teleport us there right now.
You could just teleport us to Adrasil.
Well, I could teleport you to the door.
Could you teleport Adrasil out?
No.
No? I have to be able to touch her. You know what stopped me from doing that? Doors. Also, the moment we go in there, I almost guarantee they're going to know that we're there because they're wizards and
Okay.
temporal magic is pretty loud on the like weave scale.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I do think you bring up a good point, Edward, that us going after Adrasil does feel like one of the less obvious moves to make right now. And
Also, we are walking like
Yeah, no,
I
we're
was just gonna
moving,
say,
we're moving.
wait. I love the fact that the debate on where to even go before we can make decisions is still going on. Yeah, so you guys are walking and talking. We'll say that you guys are like making your way back to the safe house.
yeah.
We can go to a
Fantastic.
tap. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
Abinthy's
works.
safe house, yeah.
just
Okay.
our little hole in the ground.
Our little hole.
Literally.
Our hidey hole.
Yep.
Um
I've heard about a hole in the wall, but this is taking it to the next level.
A hole in the floor, baby.
a hole in the floor. That's right. A little
Well,
hobbit hole.
as far as I'm concerned, we can. Well, you might as well just start on like one of the next, like sacrifices. No time to dilly dally. Like they can just teleport all willy nilly.
That is
I think
true.
that might be the best idea.
So who do
Might
we
as well
want
do
to
the thing
go
we can do the
for
fastest.
I Abinthy.
first?
Abinthy.
Yeah?
How if we were to teleport to one of them and a fight were to break out, how confident are you in your abilities right now?
Infinitely confident.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
However,
the thing
Drew
is that Abinthy is not necessarily lying because Abinthy's always confident in his abilities.
That's yeah.
I am wildly sure that I can put up a fight. Will I be the best that I can be? No. Who do you think I am? I'm just a man.
Just
what you get. What you
10,
get.
only a 10. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. You know, Abinthy's a difficult man to read. You've never seen him pushed all the way to his limits. You know that he's pretty tapped, but you're also like, man, like I got a deep reservoir myself of like what I can tap into once like things start like.
That is
go
true.
hard.
You know, I'm feeling good right now.
I am literally the easiest man to read. I go everywhere talking exactly about what I do.
He does wear his heart on his sleeve, pretty much
I
exclusive.
have a +0 to deception.
Let's see, because
So-
when was the last?
Something.
Okay, wait, real quick. When was the last time we rested?
A little while ago.
While ago. It's been like 2 days.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm just
we
trying to
know-
remember how many charges I've used on my helm since we've last rested.
Let's see.
I
We
think,
know
I think I've used 2.
where 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 of the sacrifices have been dealt with. Which just leaves us with Oscoris. Is that an S or C? Oscoric, Lorlen,
Oh,
Somewhere in
S-K-O-R-S.
Or,
Oh,
yeah,
it is
Lorelei.
an S. The bottom of my S didn't come out, so it looked like a C.
Well, okay, so
And they were on Ryan somewhere. It's in some like druid grove, right?
Right,
That's a druid grove in the middle of the desert.
Hmm.
How hard can that be to
Druid
find, right?
in
That
desert,
sounds nice.
And that's your
yeah.
job.
And
That's
he was
I
he
think
was
that
the
you'll get
quiet
along.
he was the quiet, gentle one.
Yeah, that seems
Right.
like Edward move the whole way.
Easy mode.
I mean, how many oh shoot. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize.
And then we also have Lorelei Audreon, who aka Amnestria Novabella. That's not an I, that's an L.
Good
who's a
job, Aaron.
Freudrana. I wrote these names down. I just can't read my own handwriting.
I'm so impressed with you. Especially because
like-
her name's not necessarily easy to like say right. Amnestria.
Thank you very much. I have been reading fantasy books since I was like 5.
Fair.
This is like light work. Your fantasy names are easy. I would have had so many apostrophes in these.
Thank you. Listen, man, if it's not phonetic, I can't say it. So
Exactly, and I appreciate it. I'm an idiot for using so many apostrophes. But they're in Freudrana, which is probably harder to get into than Elon Ryan.
Now, remind me, DM, Elon Ryan and Fordrana, those are 2 different continents, right?
they're on 2 different continents. So yeah, Freudrana is on the continent of Saladin, which is across the ocean. It's a 2-country continent that's constantly bickering with each other. Then you have Elon Ryan, which is one of the southernmost countries of Telira, which is the continent that you guys spend the vast time on. And that's the big desert one.
Because Elon Ryan, that's where the Scholar's Guide is. It was in
it's in the deserts of Elon Ryan. Yeah, it's literally in a massive wasteland of Elon Ryan.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know which of these 2 sounds easier to get to because we really have no leads.
Well, the Elon Ryan is on the same continent as Clovar, which probably means that he has easier access to get to it than Freudrana.
That's
like theoretically they could walk there if they know where they're going.
right.
That is a good point.
I suppose. Okay. Well, if we're going to that desert, then perhaps we could stop into the Scholar's Guide then and ask around and see if they know anything about a druid grove somewhere in the
Fair
desert.
warning.
You could also check on Leshka.
We
And
also
the
know that they
Chosen.
have spies within the Scholar's Guide.
Yeah, but we saw them. We know who those guys are.
Do we?
We saw them.
Well,
Yeah, we did.
We know
when we went
at least.
wait,
who
I know
was
this one.
at-
I know this one. When we went to
really does
Wisteria Vale, there were some members that were working with Wisteria Vale that theoretically are with the Chosen and might be at the library. I know this for a fact.
Okay, you brought up a whole
Am I
other
right?
thing
Am I wrong?
that is not related to what we're talking about.
When you went to the Huttrian temple to resurrect Clovar, there were a couple members of the Scholar's Guide that were there that you guys saw, so you know who those guys are. You don't know if there's anybody else. You also know that there are members of the Order of the Chosen that have been infiltrated, but you don't know who those guys are because you never met any of those guys.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what Grant was.
Right.
That's what Grant meant.
Thank
to
you.
actually say. No, I just had
Remember
to-
when we were at the temple and those members of the Chosen, and the members of the library were helping
yeah.
with this, with the
Yes.
resurrection of
so
Clovar
then-
at the temple.
So
remember?
then here's a question. Do we want to just message Leshka and see if he knows any information since
Probably be good to just check up on him too, since he's like on the run.
right.
That is very fair. He could just be dead. Also, I can only do that twice. So
Well-
we better make
well,
him
Leshka,
count.
First order of business
Leshka
should
has the sending spell. It's fine. He can reply easily.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll have him do the bulk of the work.
Born
right, yeah,
on the run.
I'll
Bing, bing,
message
bing, bing,
Leshka.
bing. Born
Let me pull up
on
my
the
character
run.
sheet here.
In following conversation, you send the message. I'm tired.
This is the old school. Like, hey, we're gonna use your minutes.
Yeah. Are you alive? I considered adding to that, but I don't think I'm going to. Do you know of a Druid Grove in Elon Rhine? Send map, please. And that's all. That's my 25.
Now, DJ, to clarify,
Uh-huh.
Leshka doesn't necessarily know that members of the Scholar's Guide are working with Clovar.
You were not there. No.
Okay. Well then, DM, I guess, I don't know. Would Leshka know anything, or know somebody from the Scholar's Guide who might know anything?
So obviously this is what I texted you. Important
Yeah.
information.
Yep. Doing his thing.
Yeah, out there living that runaway life.
Yeah.
You know that at the heart there's a place called the Heart of Elon Ryan, which is this oasis that has an oasis in the center of the desert, and it's one of the few very hospitable places in Elon Ryan where you don't basically have to be a dragonborn to survive it. It's also the capital of Elon Ryan.
Okay.
Or at least I should say the capital of Elon Ryan is a small portion of the city that surrounds this oasis, because basically the oasis is like this big old lake, and then there's like 2 miles of foliage that surround the lake, and that's the only thing that can be supported. And then throughout those 2 miles of foliage, you have probably about 4 or 5 different cities that are all spread across the thing. Plus you have all the indigenous people that live in the forest as well. Most likely the Oompa Loompas,
Okay.
But most likely the Druid Grove would be among those indigenous people in that, is what Leshka will now tell the rest of you.
Right. Leshka does have the teleport spell. And has Leshka ever been to one of these places? Or
you've been to the capital, but you've never gone outside of the city.
Okay. The capital's good. Okay.
Have I been to the capital?
I'd say probably. Yeah.
Interesting question.
Yeah.
I mean, because if I'm just thinking, if we had an item from there, it would make it really easy to teleport there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we have to take a flying boat.
I can probably just plane shift us there. If I've been there.
Oh, you could plane shift. Oh yeah, because
I can
perfect.
specify a target destination in general terms. Actually, I don't even need to have been there. I just need to know of it.
I love traveling easy mode. It's like we have
Absolutely.
waystones or something.
Okay.
I love it.
The fast travel mode.
Yeah, Leshka will respond.
Scenery.
Currently alive, running from dragons. Possible oasis, capital of Elon Ryan. Other settlements around area. Haven't been, but maybe place.
Wait, Drew, say what's the capital again?
Elon Ryan.
Elon Ryan.
Elon Ryan.
Elon Ryan.
Wow.
I love
Cookie
Leshka.
down.
The people don't know.
I hope
He was
Leshka
not the
survives
tuna.
the next battle.
I hope so.
I want Leshka to survive till the end, DM.
If we had a video game, the loading screens would just be Leshka running from dragons.
Leshka and Lada, like little cartoon, chibi.
Little 8-bit Leshka and Lada.
Yeah, just running while a red dragon is above them shooting fire or something.
Yeah.
It's like when the website or the connection is lost.
Yeah,
on
the little
Google and
dragon.
You're playing the little dragon game.
The little dinosaur jumping the
Yeah.
cactus. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's
I hope we see Leshka in the final battle.
I hope that he storms in riding a dragon.
Dude,
I hope that you guys
sick.
watch him get bodied. He's on top of a dragon, chest puffed up. He's riding in, and you just watch the upper half of him get ripped off, and that's the only cameo.
Oh my god. Or he's been a spy for them the entire
But
time.
it's fine. It's fine because Lada will be there to revive him again.
That's right. Every time we love Lada.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Leshka, sent that message, and that. I mean,
well,
carries
I'm
the bulk
like,
of what they need to know.
Spend another spell slot, because I'm running low. I will take a short rest before we go anywhere of like 20 minutes. That way I can regen like 2 4th level spell slots. But in the meantime, I'll say I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but there's the capital city in the heart of Elon Ryan, that I've been there for briefly, and it's probably somewhere around there, according to Leshka.
And so you've been there. You've seen the place.
Yes, I've been most places.
He
What does that mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not Leshka.
Switch accents.
He is a traveling tailor, after all.
Yes, it's what I do. I travel and then I tail.
Are you saying you might know someone there? Someone
I
that
would know a
can-
lot of people, but probably not very well.
Right.
Okay, well, how do we get there?
I can just plane shift us there. That's why I'm saying that I know the location, and that's where we could go if we would want to. Is that what we would like to do? Oh,
You can
shoot,
take us that far from here.
I should absolutely send another message to Leshka. Hold on. I spend my last 5th level spell slot. No.
I think we just need to take a long rest.
We should just, yeah, I agree.
I send another one. Well, in that case, I should use them now. I send another sending down to Leshka, and I say, "Oh, BT dubs." I'm counting BT dubs is absolutely one word.
It's hyphenated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scala's Guide has been infiltrated, as well as any place that you know and or love. Good luck running from dragons.
I just like to imagine we just cut to Leshka just eating some jerky, like hiding in the Scholar's Guide's basement right now.
Yeah.
He's like hiding literally under their feet.
He's like, oh,
There's
thank
dragons
goodness.
roaring.
Thank goodness that they let me stay in the prison cells. They'll never find me there.
Leshka, you respond.
No. He's
Wrong
dead.
accent.
He's dead.
He died.
Thanks for the intel. That's one word. Lada and I have been traveling a lot. Keeping safe. Good luck. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Helpful.
The whole sending spell just to go doubtful.
No, I don't have the spell slots for that. Yeah. So do we want to go now? I can go now.
I mean,
we want to take a nap.
I think we have to take a break.
be good.
I mean,
It's
yeah.
getting late.
If you're really tapped out, like we don't know what to expect when we show up.
Oh, I feel fresh and ready.
Okay, Abinthy,
I say with bloodshot eyes.
you are totally
You're, like,
lying to
shaking.
me right now.
Massive bags.
I just look at Abinthy.
I like pull up a shaking just entire jug of coffee.
I look at Abinthy.
Feeling wonderful.
We're in like the safe house at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
I'm
reach out my hand, and in this basement, a slight lunar glimmer comes in as I cast sleep on Abinthy.
Yeah, I'm in the midst of chopping up a bunch of coffee beans. I'm like,
as he falls forward, Edward.
I was gonna say I would
eyes go
catch
wide.
him. I would catch him and kind of lay him down softly.
I got what you did, Aaron.
I'd like to be clear here. I have 109 hit points.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not actually making Abinthy fall asleep. It's more for the aesthetic.
Yeah. Go to sleep.
It's more like the idea of Abinthy's already on
Cry,
the
shut
verge
your
of.
mouth before my fist will put you out. It's dream.
Exactly.
It's like the idea.
Exactly.
Abinthy's already on the verge of falling asleep. He just needs somebody to give him a little love tap.
You
A
cast
little
sleep,
bit
it
of warm
doesn't
milk.
work, and then you just punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Edward notices as you hunch forward, or he just notices nonetheless. His eyes grow concerned, and he steps forward and pushes back some of your hair, Abinthy, and reveals on the back of your neck. And Edward says, "Abinthy, a nicotine patch? Really? I thought you were off of this stuff. What are you doing?"
I pull my other sleeve up. It's just covered in nicotine.
Abinthy! I'm pretty sure the max is like 2 at a time. What are you doing, man?
You can fit so many more all on
You were
one
doing
arm.
so
I don't
well.
understand why it says 2.
So you
Are
guys,
we going to sleep or not?
Yeah, we're resting.
no,
we're resting.
you guys, Drew? Are you taking a long rest or a short rest?
A short breath.
There's a T at the end of that word.
Are you taking a short breath?
Well, Abinthy needs a long rest, so
I can take it. I'm good to go, dog. I'm at full health. I have a fully charged staff and a heart full of dreams.
He's good to go,
Aaron,
my
you don't
dog.
get anything from a short rest.
Yeah, I do.
Well,
I can regen
he
2
can
4th level
re-up,
spell
like-
slots.
Yeah, he can re-up like 2 spell slots.
Yeah, I can regen spell slots equal to half of my level, but they have to be under level 6.
If we take a long rest, I get one level spell slot back, and that is all.
Well, you don't need it. You're not. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're fine.
That shows about how much I've helped.
Okay,
Well,
well,
just you wait. What's gonna happen is you guys are gonna show up in Wisteria Vale, and you're gonna pour all of your spell slots into the one knock spell.
yeah,
and
it's
it's
still not gonna work.
I have a better idea. I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, I see. All right.
It's a surprise.
So Kimura passes out.
Yeah,
Abinthy's
I'm
back.
out.
I think-
I'm out. I'm gone.
Yeah, well,
We're just gonna take a long rest.
yeah, we're just gonna.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Wait.
Edward and Cather lift him into a bed. We tuck him in.
Is there a bed?
Edward
in
reads
there?
him a
Onto the
bedtime
ratty
story.
cot that's in the corner.
Yeah, was
I
gonna
put on some classical music on the
Nice,
record
the
to
brain.
help them be smarter as
Yeah,
they grow up.
Mozart.
You with babies.
Yeah,
be
exactly.
Smarter.
Yeah, Mozart makes babies smarter. Have you never seen Incredibles?
Come on.
Oh yes, okay.
We take the long rest and then we wake up and then we go. That's what's happening right now. Are we going to Elon Ryan?
Yes.
Edward rocks Abinthy back and forth slowly.
Stop
Chris.
talking, Grant.
I'm trying to do some work here.
So you guys wake up.
Rhymedy.
So are we going to Elon Ryan? Is that the plan?
Elon Ryan? Are we down with Elon Ryan? I am
Yes,
super down with Elon Ryan.
Oh,
Ryan.
you're super down with
I'm-
Elon Ryan.
Down to go Elon Musk.
Who's that?
It's a perfume.
Could I try?
It smells like desert and hot
It smells
sand.
like paper and cocaine
Technology.
because it's money.
Yes.
I get it.
So I'm down. Are we good to go? We're going to Elon Ryan. We're
I'm-
just gonna
yeah,
do
I'm
it. We're
ready.
doing it
I'm
live.
always ready.
Sounds good.
all
Hands
hold
together,
hands.
everyone. Then I just tear open the seams between worlds.
Nice. Absolutely. You guys feel the familiar sensation of planar travel and just getting yeeted
Oh wait, hold on.
across the cosmos.
Hold on,
Exactly.
hold on.
That music
I
in the
have to-
background.
I'm using my talisman for this, so I have to roll to make. Okay, if we're good, we don't just teleport to a random plane of existence.
And Aaron, where exactly are you trying to go to?
I probably know just an ale house. I would like the alley beside it.
Okay, absolutely. You all arrive
It's on
in
fire.
it feels like it. It is blisteringly hot. It's a solid by like 103 degrees. You're on bleached sandstone cobbles, like a bleached kind of like sandstone cobblestone alleyway. You have these massive, or you have a massive sandstone, and I'm trying to remember what's the you know like
Limestone.
yeah, like limestone. But what's the term for that type of housing in desert?
Terracotta?
Yeah, terracotta, limestone, all the bleached kind of
I know what you're
You know
talking
what-
about. I
you
don't
know
know
what
the
I'm
word either.
yeah.
It's
There's
got the archways.
Stucco.
yeah. I mean, it's stucco.
Stucco.
But that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah,
We'll
anyway,
never know.
bleached white buildings all around you.
Minecraft Desert
not like-
Village.
I don't want to say like mud, but like stuff like that.
It's
rock.
Is
It's rocks.
is sandstone the word you're looking for?
I mean, sure.
It's rocks and clay.
Yeah.
and
Sandstone. Yeah, we'll go with sandstone. Sandstone's the right. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go with Minecraft terms. Sandstone house. Out front, there is a beam that shoots out of the front of it with a big old sign, and it's just a like pouring glass of ale. It doesn't even have, and then connected to a chain under it. It's just called the Ale House.
That's a chain. It's
That's
huge.
right. It is.
It's like a
there's couple-
Denny's.
There's one that's opening up in Athala that's people are really excited about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll
It's
bring
not
new
as good
life
as
to it,
people
honestly.
say.
It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be.
It's just
popular.
because it's open late. I don't get it.
I mean, where
It
else are you
feels
going to go?
dangerous.
You know, when you're out driving and it hits like midnight, you want to be able to go somewhere.
I guess.
And where else are you
But-
going to go? Carl's Jr.
They got good fries.
I mean, that's a good point. I feel like I'm in less danger if I go to Carl's Jr.
Bro,
Oh,
you have not
get
been
over
to
it.
the college juniors that I've been to.
Danger is what makes it worth going. That's the same reason
Think
that I
for
like
the
to just
sub,
stand
Wander.
around
Oh.
in Walmart parking lots.
It's wow,
Oh
got
my
out really
God.
fast.
Can we go
Yes.
inside already, Abinthy? You
Says
got me
Zoe,
worked up again.
Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better on the inside. But yes, let's. And then
I mean,
You guys-
this kind of feels like the really like northern parts of home, to be honest.
Does it get warmer the farther north you go?
Yes.
For you?
Cather-
Is that how elves work?
Your armor is blinding me,
You
Cather.
go. Cather's armor is blinding.
It's
There's
like
so much light reflected off him. He's literally is like glowing. He's got
I like to
beams
imagine
of light
Cather-
above him.
Cather's
There are
just-
ants that are frying.
Yeah,
As
Cather's
he's
just
getting
standing like
magnifying glass.
heroically on the street, and like people are like, "Oh my goodness, like what is?
They're like,
Why is he here?"
"Ah."
On the
you could put
it's-
this.
This
yeah.
is like an identity filter. Like no
That's
one
right.
will know who we are. 'Cause
It's like the
this is-
paparazzi,
this is
like
a-
like flashing thing that
Yeah.
people will use to avoid paparazzi. Yeah.
You could put this guy above a stable in Bethlehem, man. That's how bright he's shining.
Do not be afraid.
I mean,
You
bro,
guys walk into the ale house, and you can see that there's a number of patrons in here, several booths. There
Booze.
booths. There's lots of booze and booths. That's English for you right there. There is some sort of like AC unit where it's just a guy who's in the corner casting like Ray of Frost, and it kind of like circulates around.
His name is Unit.
It's like a swamp cooler where you just have like a bucket of water and a fan.
Right? You arrive. There's the innkeeper who you can see this golden dragonborn woman. She's got like 4 glasses of ale in each hand that she's just like sliding across the bar to these different patrons, and they're all cheering and being super happy to have cold drinks. You can see that there is a little like pedestal made out of sandstone that just kind of like comes up out of the ground, where there's like carved into it is a chess board, and there's little like
The
driftwood pieces all about it. And yeah, it's simple but good.
Merp. Someone outside gets into a car accident every time.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
right? Okay. I guess apathy. Where do we start with this? I mean, like,
I brought us in here for the ale mainly. It's the ale house.
Kimura shows up with 4 glasses. There you
That
go,
was quick.
bro. I don't mess around with my alcohol. Hands
It's
went together.
cold. Edward starts drinking quickly.
I put
Edward's
some,
gonna get
I
blasted.
put some
It's
ground up
hot.
coffee beans on the top as garnish.
Oh my god. He brought you an espresso martini.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
right? Okay. I mean, I guess do we just ask the locals? Like,
Yeah, I
they-
suppose that we could. We need to be subtle about it though, because we don't know. For all we know, this town is just laced with people connected to Clovar. From now on, we should assume that that's possible and the case.
We
Uh-huh.
probably shouldn't say his name then.
Yes, no, don't say anything. Just maybe some questions like, "Oh, yes, we're adventurers, maybe not even adventurers. We're like
travelers.
researchers, travelers.
We are
searching-
travelers seeking spiritual enlightenment with the druids.
Yes. We heard that there was a fantastic druid around these parts. Or we have heard rumors of an ancient druid, and we are seeking to see if truth lies behind the legend, something along those lines.
We're from out of town. We are sick of the heat, and we want to find an oasis or something.
They don't let us dance back in our hometown, so we have to go somewhere else.
I saw somebody dancing the other night, and I've never seen something like that before in my entire life. And
Exactly.
We're gonna have to
Something
host
within me,
prom
that's all I
outside the town
want.
borders.
Absolutely.
maybe in an oasis or druid grove. That sounds fun. Talk
Okay.
to the town.
So who should we ask?
Gather just like looks around and just sees like, what kind of people are here?
So
Hi, Desi.
you see, mostly Dragonborn is the vast majority of the population, and so you see of the 9 or so patrons here in the bar, including the 4 of you, 4 other patrons are Dragonborn. So it's the 4 of you, 4 other Dragonborn, the innkeep, and then 1 weathered-looking man. He's just dark, leathery skin. It's very clear that he gets baked in the sun every day. He's got a slight hunch to him, probably from working. He probably is like a bricklayer or something like that. Just all day, every day, his hands are just destroyed and weathered. The Dragonborn, you see a variety of different colors, shapes. Some of them have lots of horns. Some of them have very few horns. Some of them have like patchy scales, which you're not really sure what's going on with that. But most of them seem healthy. They seem good to go. And yeah, and then you have the innkeep herself.
Probably just the innkeeper, right?
Yes, should most likely be the person to hear the most.
Yeah, probably been
Edward
around here
points
for a
at the
while.
guy. Edward points at the guy with the weathered face.
The human.
Says, yeah, I don't know. He looks like he might know something too.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's pretty close to racial profiling.
I can go. I talk.
I'm just
to him.
saying. That's your own prejudices coming into play.
If you talk to
A bar full of
the-
Dragonborn and you talk to the one human.
Well, he looks like he's been traveling or something.
That's fine.
Mora leans over to
Working
Catherine and just
hard.
goes, I never thought he liked Leshka.
I'm just saying.
Anyway,
Edward's racist. We did it.
here.
Man. Fantastic. We
That's not
finally
what it is. I didn't even
established
know he was human, to be fair, until after you said he was human to me. So I didn't even know that.
That's true.
I wasn't listening.
Normally, I would say that, come on, like, you if you just pay attention, that you would know that. But your alibi is a history record of not paying attention to anything I say. So
Exactly. Why don't we talk to the innkeep first,
Yes. Oh, thank
and
goodness.
then they might tell us who's good to talk to. That's a good idea.
Or they might just know the answer. One of the two. Yeah, I'll stroll up to the bar, slide in.
and what can I get for you?
Actually, we've already been served, but we are looking for perhaps some information. I don't know why I'm the one doing the talking. This is my friend, Edvar.
Hello.
Yeah,
My name
he's
is
much better-
Edvar.
I'm
He's much
Lenora.
better at the what? Who?
Lenora.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Lenora.
This is yes. He's my nephew. He's
Oh.
much better with the speaking than me. But we have some questions for you, if you could.
Oh, so formal.
By the way, for the
We-
record, Cather's not standing next to him.
No. Catherine and Kimura are like, we're separate from them.
Yeah, we're not with them.
So here's all right. I already came up with a fake lineage. If Edward's my nephew, you guys are elves. He's a half elf. That means that you are definitely the married inside of the family.
That's right.
So it's like
Right.
my nephew, and then probably his
His 2 cousins on his
Yeah.
mom's side.
his like his stepbrothers or something like that.
Yeah.
There's some kind of crossover.
Yes, the moon elf and the horned elf.
Yeah.
4 times removed.
Look. What are you gonna do?
Yep. Anyway, what were your questions?
We've been traveling for quite some time, and we're very tired of the heat. Is there somewhere perhaps nearby, like an oasis or something, where we can maybe relax and get out of the heat for a little while? Someplace that might be good for dancing.
Are you? Is this a joke? Is this supposed to be funny? The
Do
whole
I look like I'm joking? Edward's eyes twitching.
you're just dumb. Okay, so all right. Okay.
Well,
Abby is just
I didn't say Tom.
Hey, Grant.
Look, that's all.
The entire city is built around an oasis.
It's not that there's a city that has a little oasis in it. It's that there's a massive oasis that
Wait,
5 different
so
cities
we're-
are built around.
we're looking
we're
for
in the
Druid Grove
oasis?
that's like nearby.
Like specifically
Okay,
a
alright.
grove.
Wait,
I thought we were in the desert and we
We
were
are in
looking
the
for an
desert.
oasis.
You're at an oasis.
This
in the
doesn't
desert.
make sense.
No.
It
Yeah.
does make
Eric,
sense.
So,
Grant, we're-
in an oasis
Yes.
in a desert looking for a grove?
Yes.
So Grant, okay.
Dang it.
Let me blow your mind here real quick. Okay. So
How?
pretend that these little lines right here. This is the border. Okay, and this is all desert. This
is
circle in here.
humiliating.
This is the oasis. Okay, the center circle. That's the oasis. Then you have about 2 miles of foliage that grow around the oasis because it's the only source of water. And in that foliage, you have 5 different cities that are all been built. One of them being the capital city. And
Where
then
we're at.
in the foliage, there's also druid groves as well. That's who you're looking for.
I hope it's not
For the
multiple
second
Druid
time.
Groves. I hope that it's one grove.
Yeah,
that there is.
I'll specify. We've heard some rumors of great musical traditions being held in the oasis, in the grove.
Grant, why are you trying to bring music into this? Making this foot loose.
I thought that was the
It was a meme. I was saying a joke.
It was a bit.
It doesn't have to be complicated. Just ask who the druids are.
Okay. By this point, I just grab Edward
yes-anding.
by the shoulders, pick him up, and move him, and set him aside.
Take him out.
Why do I leave anything to Edward?
He just drank a full glass of ale.
That's true.
He's yes
He's probably wasted at this point.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Gosh, that was
So I just like I literally pick up Edward and hand him to Kiamura like he's a child.
Kiamura takes him and just starts kind of rocking him. It's okay. You'll feel better in a second.
Edward throws up on Kiamura.
I am so sorry about my friend. Like he said, we have been traveling for a long time. He's a little wasted right now.
Okay.
I'm very, very sorry about that.
Like
Do you
one
have any toast here?
glass of. Oh my gosh.
He's a lightweight. He's a very
That was just in the
lightweight.
background.
So do
Anyway,
you have?
I'm sorry. We do have a couple questions though. We had
Okay.
heard tale of these rumors within the forest surrounding the oasis
Dancing druids.
of perhaps ancient knowledge within a druid grove. We're hoping that if you had heard any rumor of where that might be, we would love to see it for ourselves.
So you're looking for the druids?
Yes. Yeah, are they popular around here?
Well, there's a few different groves that kind of have their different like territories. It depends on which city you're going to. The closest one would be just outside of the outskirts of our city. If you go about 3/4 of a mile outside of the borders, you'll end up finding. I mean, they just kind of inhabit the different woods. There's not a lot of like land, you know, for the people to inhabit. So we're all kind of on top of each other.
And do these druid groves, do they get along well with one another, or is
Oh yes. Under the leadership of Gagarin, they've all thrived.
I'm gonna say that's
Or-
probably our
or
guy.
the-
yeah, that is our guy. That's his alias.
Porgaren, Gagarin.
Yeah,
that's the one.
that's our guy.
Yeah, he sounds important.
Well, I
It's
know.
written
I'm
right
looking
there.
at my notes and
Yeah,
like, oh
you
yeah, no,
guys have
that's his alias.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. We are very new. This Gagarin, how long has he been around? Has he been leading these druid groves for a while?
That's an excellent question. He's been around as long as I've known. Probably, I mean, obviously much longer. Like he served for a very long time.
I see. I mean, after all, I suppose I have heard of rumors that druids like have found ways to
That's the
make
nature
their
of this
long
life.
life. Yes.
Yeah.
All
organic.
Well, thank you so much. This is very, very kind of you, and we appreciate it. Perhaps we will see each other again. We might need to, on our way back home. Perhaps we'll stop in again. Thank you.
Absolutely, come in and cool off. Yes.
I will give a slight bow before turning around and and going back
Grab
over.
Edward by the ear,
Yeah,
drag him out.
going back over to Edward and Kiyomura. I'm like, and I just
like wiping vomit off of him as he's like you turn around and Edward's on the ground as Kiyomura is like wiping vomit off of his chest plate.
Catherine,
I just
need some water.
I touch Edward and I use 5 points of lay on hands to make him sober.
Oh!
I would like to state
You just cleared.
this is like the fastest case of heat stroke possible.
That's true. Oh my gosh.
He like spawned in and was like just got absolutely swamped.
My head was spinning. I had such a headache.
Drink this. I just hand him a
it's
full
fine,
wire
it's
skin.
There you go, podcast.
Thank you,
listeners.
Catherine.
You feel a little
Just-
better now?
Oh, brain freeze. Ah.
Okay. I looked
Do you have that spell to like clean me up like Leshko does?
I could mend your clothing.
I love the fact that the tailor didn't take the cleaning spell.
I tailor clothes. I don't wash them. There are people for
Yeah,
that.
he makes clothes.
If you get them dirty, that's on you.
I'm so
But if I
sorry.
rip them, it's not on me.
Well, no, you can pay me to fix it. Would you? Okay, here. Let's look at the reverse. Would you go to like a gosh dang, I can't even remember the name of it.
A wash house.
Like a place to wash clothes. What are those
A
called?
laundromat?
Yeah. Would you go to a
Yeah.
laundromat and say, "Hey, I have a hole in my shirt. Why can't you sew it for me?"
No.
Then why would you
Yeah,
go to the
it's
person who
kinda
can
like
sew and say, "Hey, why can't you wash this for me?"
Because you're a magician
I have
who could
a
take
limited.
a spell to
If
do
I
dope
could make
both.
more cantrips, I would. But I need to be able to see in the dark because I'm a human. I need to have something that can deal damage.
Weak.
I need to have something that can enhance my weapon.
Weak.
I need to be able to.
You don't need to be able to enhance your weapon. You're a wizard.
I'm a wizard that stabs things.
At least you could at least offer a different garment, right? A
Okay,
nice
okay.
sundress.
This discussion
I
is
do
not
have, like, a
important right now,
robe.
friends. We are on a timetable.
I'm just saying, I only get 5.
I just start
It's not
pushing.
that many.
I just start pushing everyone out the door.
Get off my back, God!
Thank you.
Thank
Okay.
you. Sorry again.
She doesn't even bother finishing that.
Yeah, I will leave
Okay.
a tip.
All right.
Cool.
I like
Like,
She
that's like a
said
whole
she said that one of the
point.
Druid Groves is literally just right outside of town.
Oh, perfect.
So we can try that. Apparently, our friend Mr. Golgarin is actually the leader of these Druid Groves.
Yeah,
So
that
if we can
tracks.
try and get in their good graces, that would be a very easy way to try and talk to him.
So step
Oh,
one,
this is
we
working out quite nicely.
burn down the forest, and then
That
save
would
it.
get their attention.
No.
The problem is the tribe of druids that does that type of thing is extinct.
I'm just saying,
Why
we know
don't-
a
No,
guy.
they're not extinct. There's one left.
There's one left.
We know a guy, and we know the ritual to get back his wife. Easy.
Populate the earth.
The
Earth.
Yeah.
I would
It's
think
worth
the
it.
world, but
It's worth it.
Populate
That's
the birth.
okay. We start heading out of town.
Yeah, we do that.
right. Okay.
Yeah, we'll ask her to. What could you just point us in the straight line towards the Druid Grove? We go that way.
Great. Yeah, you guys start making your way through. The cities aren't very
Due
big
south.
because you don't have a whole lot of surface area to be able to build. So as they're growing up, not out.
It's like Japan.
Yeah. Or any small footprint city. Not that Japan's not a good example. That was a good example, Drew.
Thank you.
Not just
No.
Stomp you
But you are correct. There are other places in the world like it. Yes.
You idiot.
you guys make your way through the city, which is a maze of winding back alleys and different houses. You can tell this was like oh my gosh, here's a place where we could live. Let's build a house here. And then a bunch of people did that and it became a city. Not very organized, not a big layout, not a grid system. It's very annoying to travel through because you're walking along and there's just a house in front of you. And you're like, why would somebody build a house here? But you manage to make your way through the maze of all the different houses and taverns and buildings and all this type of stuff. And as you get kind of out from the center of the city, you get more into, there's potted plants here. There's actually a tree over there. The foliage begins to grow as not necessarily that the oasis overgrows the city by any means, but they very much merge into one. And there's not a defined border between this is city and this is the forest. It's like they kind of merge together, and you might have a couple outskirting houses that are like 30 feet away from anything else and just in the middle of the woods just because somebody didn't want to be next to another person when they built. And slowly it will expand and do all that type of stuff as well. So you start making your way and you find yourself at this edge, this blurred border. There's vines and trees, lots of palm trees, lots of different types of foliage, lots of ferns, stuff like that. And you begin making your way through. And about 25 minutes later, making your way through, you find yourself upon your first little grove, little flowered field. And you can see that there are a lot of furbolgs, mostly, that are bent over, picking the different flowers, putting them in baskets, kind of doing a bunch of this type of stuff. Dressed very modestly, very simply. You can tell that they work with the land. They mostly thrive off the land. Very druid in nature.
I'll find the nearest one. And I'll walk up and I'll say, "Hey, well met. I'm Tripwood's traveling tailor. I'm actually on a bit of a mission. Not a mission. I'm searching for Kenpol? Gilgarum? Gilgari?
Gilgarin.
Yes, Gilgarin. Yes.
The furbolg that turns to you, very, very tall, very lanky, adorned. You can see off of their very floppy ears, he's got lots of little gold chains that kind of hang off of him. It's interesting because they're well adorned in. It's not gold chains. I'm sorry, golden like fabric. The lacy fabric that you put on tables. What are those?
Yeah, like lace.
Doilies.
Doilies, yeah. It almost looks like they use doilies to adorn themselves. It's kind of what it looks like, where random bits of their clothing will have this embroidery and this doily type cloth, this lace-like cloth on them.
Wait, that's awesome.
And you'll see that they have, for like their jewelry, nothing's made out of metal. What they've done is they have taken this fabric and they like laid it in like kind of this golden mud basically. And so it cakes it in this fabric and then it dries hard. And so you have these really lacy patterns that are coated, not mud is a bad word for it, but some sort of
almost like clay.
Substance. Yeah, like a clay. That's a much better word, like a golden clay. And so it looks like they're adorned with all this gold jewelry and adornment that's all completely natural without ever having to forge anything out of metal. It's really cool. And so he kind of looks down towards you, make sure that you're talking about the same person, Kimpor Gilgarin.
Yes.
Our leader rests at the center of the grove.
Would we be able to meet with him at all? We don't want to impose, but it is rather pressing.
An audience could be arranged for necessary appointments. He is in the middle of a meditative retreat, so it must be important. I am not the one to determine this. Come, follow. And he begins leading you. Yeah, you guys follow as he leads you into a much larger of these clearings, ones that have some actual structures to them, and you can see sitting on this chair, very, very simple chair, is this decrepit looking woman, just ancient, hunched over. She's got like sagging bags off of her cheeks, like 4 of them, you know, like coming off of her cheeks, like
This
6
lady-
chins, you know,
Like
hunched.
a Legend of Zelda character.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
very much so. Where it's just ancient woman,
It's like
covered
Lady-
in little liver spots.
It's like Lady Impa, who's waited like 1,000 years for Link to be
Yeah.
reincarnated.
From
That's right.
like
It's like
Skyward
that.
Sword. Let's
Yeah.
go.
You know, she doesn't even have eyes anymore. Her eyebrows sag down so far that you can't even see her
I
eyes.
know, she's also an
Sounds like
anime
a Dark
character.
Souls boss.
Yeah, right. Just this ancient woman. At which point, this Furbolg leads you up to her. Elder, these explorers seek an audience with Kempor. I thought you might hear them first and determine if their need supersedes Kempor's meditation.
Walk
Sorry,
over.
what was that? A seed.
Proceed. She's saying proceed.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn my game
yes.
for this.
No. We could hear you, DJ. DJ Aaron was just doing a bit.
Oh, I see.
I
Okay.
could make it out well enough.
Turn my game back down. Okay.
Well, we are here because long ago, you may actually know of it. Kempor had an enemy, and that enemy is back now, and we fear that they are in danger.
You wish to warn Kempor.
Yes, sorry, I just went into my old person voice. I don't know where
Yes.
that came from.
It
Yes.
is a very urgent matter.
Kempor is very dear to us. Warnings should be acceptable. To disturb his meditation.
Great. That's
That sounds great.
glad
I
to
would
hear
like
that.
to leave. I don't want to speak to this person.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my
It's all right,
gosh,
Anthony.
Aventhy.
Didn't do well.
Like it's like staring into a dark mirror where that's going to be me in like 5 years.
You're not even that old, Aventhy.
Oh God, it's just an impending doom.
She
looms over me.
She then points one shaky finger to what would be your guys' left, which as you look over and kind of see through the trees and stuff like that, you can see that she's pointing down towards the beach.
Hey, DM, just because I'm just curious. You know, I don't expect this to do anything. Do I get? Okay. How about this?
Is she evil?
I'm going to use Divine Sense
Okay.
just to check to see if stuff is happening.
Okay.
I could see anything affected by the hallowed spell, or I know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Okay. So outside of the normal celestial fiends and undead that hang out in your party,
Yeah.
you are on technically hallowed ground. It is a holy druid sanctuary.
Okay.
So that's good.
Yeah.
From her, she's just a really old druid.
Yeah, she's just
Just-
really old.
Really old druid.
I just want to make sure she wasn't like cursed or something. You know, like
Yeah,
we were getting like
she lives forever, but she doesn't stop aging.
Like-
so she's 1,000 years old, and she's like her body is that of a 1,000-year-old person.
yeah. You know, I just want to make
I
sure
don't
like
want to see her at 5,000.
like Thed and King of Rohan wasn't cursed to be an old man. You know, kind of thing.
No, you're good. She's just a real old druid.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Respect.
Never trust old people.
She's just
I-
yeah, Abinthy is the prime example.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess we start to make our way over to the beach.
You guys
Let's go to
make
the
your way
beach.
down.
Beach, let's go get away.
Beach episode, guys!
Nicki Minaj.
You guys make your way down through the foliage, and it's still a little while, little
Through
ways.
the what, DM?
The foliage.
He's been saying it right.
Yeah, that was good. I was just
Foliage.
checking.
He's
I was
been
just
doing a
testing
good
you.
job. Don't.
What
razz him.
was it that I used to say? The
Foliage.
Foliage?
Foliage.
Something like that.
Foliage.
Yeah, I used to say foliage a lot.
foliage. I'm not gonna be able
It's
to describe
cute.
it. Make your way through your
It's cute.
trees.
Yep.
The foliage. But you get down to the beach, and it's very small. You know, we're talking like a 12-foot beach. It's like there's trees, sand, water. I mean, that's how most beaches work, but it's like
Yeah.
very short amount of separation between the two.
It's a puddle.
So it's like a beach but smaller.
Um,
Is what I'm
like
gathering.
a small beach.
there's not a lot of depth to the beach. It's a very shallow beach.
Like a beach, but like
If it's
I'm not even gonna.
So
Yeah,
let me
you
get
guys-
this
yeah,
right.
yeah, just it's
No, hold on.
have you
Oh,
seen
it's-
Madagascar?
Yeah.
Wait, like the movie or the place?
Like the movie. But
As
when
I've
they're
I've
at
never
the
been to
place-
Madagascar, but I have seen the movie.
You know the fake beaches at zoos in the Madagascar movie? That's what this one looks like. It's that big.
Oh, so like a smaller beach.
And there's like concrete and like
Yeah. You know, that's the best way to put it. You guys arrive at a small beach.
That makes so
and
much
there's
sense.
an
Why didn't you
animal.
just say
There's
that
like
at
animals
first?
on the beach.
No.
Where did
there's
you
Wait,
get
I thought it was like a
nothing on the
zoo.
beach. You guys look out in front of you and you just nobody there.
Well, that's weird.
like
Maybe he's-
okay.
Maybe he has become.
Hello. There's
Hello.
nobody here.
Hello. We search for
Gilgamesh.
Oscorus Laurelin.
Make perception checks.
I was gonna say, does the
love
sand look
perceiving.
disturbed?
No.
I look
I
disturbed.
love perceiving.
Wah. Sorry.
22. I got a 22 DM.
Ooh.
Dirty 20.
Only a 14.
Oh.
As you guys look out
On die, I'm sorry.
over the beach, kind of figure out where this person is, what's going on, you do realize that on the other side, on the horizon of the beach, this oasis is a rather large lake. I don't know if it necessarily be Great Lake status, but it's probably several miles across, you know? And you can see on the horizon, which I found out the other day, that like when you look out on the horizon, it's roughly 4 miles or 4 kilometers, excuse me, not 4 miles. Big difference. But you can see that there's a small island and it's like waving in the heat waves, you know, just barely visible on the horizon at the center of the lake.
I think we need to go there.
Probably. I say that we just peter it and walk across the water.
No, we can't do that.
If we just believe
can
in
we-
the island.
I don't enough to walk on the
well,
water.
that
Let's
is
be-
a lack of faith.
Why don't we?
I squint real
ask for a
good.
boat.
DM, do
Edward
I
gets
see
slower.
what they point out?
What they point out? You mean what the old woman pointed out, like half a mile back when you're up at camp?
No, what my two friends just saw with their perception checks.
Oh yeah, no, you totally see it.
Okay.
Like yeah, there's an island over there.
See that, Cather? Follow the end of my finger.
Oh yes, it's like
Kiamura gets like right up
It's
in you, so
kinda-
it's like
it's kind of like that tiny uninhabited island that we saw before.
Yeah, but not nearly as cool. I don't think.
I don't know. We haven't been there yet. It might be cool.
Maybe.
It's like
I have a pretty good. I have a pretty good sense of
meditation
these
over
things.
I mean,
Vegetation location.
I could attempt to teleport us there, I suppose.
I feel like that like ruins the vibe. Like I feel like that would almost be offensive.
Could you do it discreetly?
Okay, well, do
Maybe
you
we
have
can, like,
another
go
way
in
to
the
get
water.
over there very quickly? Because we're
mean-
still on a time crunch.
We can swim.
Kiamura like
that's
I
like-
know we can't.
Okay,
Well, correction, Cather. You can swim.
I could swim. You guys couldn't.
And you could just David Hasselhoff us there.
put you both on his back.
Yeah.
I don't.
Kiamura will take Cather. Kiamura will take Edward.
I
Cather
don't-
will take Triplewitz.
I don't. I don't think I could.
At this point,
Believe
one of the
it.
druids, a few of the druids, make their way down to the beach, and they are dragging a canoe.
Oh, canoe.
Told you we should ask for a boat. May we borrow your canoe?
Or a canoe.
We brought this for you.
Oh, well, how convenient.
Perfect. Thank you.
Would you like us to launch you?
That would be lovely.
By all
Yes.
means.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be.
You all
I've never been launched.
pile into the boat, at which point 3 of these druids give you a little shove.
Just ripped, shirtless druids.
They all cast
they
cast
throw
the
us.
tidal wave spell and just
That's right.
With the canoe skips.
When from here on out, when I think of druids, all I'm gonna think of is ripped Samoan dudes.
Yeah.
Edward is
druids.
rowing, and
Yeah.
every time he dips the paddle in the water, since he's inexperienced, it definitely splashes Cather, who is sitting behind him.
Edward, no, in the water, Edward, in the water.
I'm putting it in the water.
No,
As he's like skimming the top and like
I don't see
your arms
you
have to get up
rowing.
higher,
I'm trying-
higher, Edward.
God,
There you go.
this is hard.
Why do you think I'm so huge?
Have you not seen his back?
as you guys
Like a
row
map of
across
Arizona.
the oasis, you get about halfway across the water towards the island, at which point you can very clearly see the island. And you know, you guys have been bickering and kind of making jokes this whole time. But as you guys are slowly getting close, like the conversation naturally kind of dies.
Oof.
And you just naturally have this air of holiness,
Ooh. We're in
Of-
double hallowed ground.
spirituality. It's like as you're approaching, you feel almost like you're approaching a temple, or that you're moving towards a very sacred place, and that disturbing the water, it's almost like a sin to be disturbing the water just to approach this place, you know. And so you almost feel like you're walking on eggshells. Like you don't want to say something, you don't want to disturb this.
Edward stops splashing Cather with the water and starts rowing correctly.
I just take over for Edward and the rowing and just do.
Edward leans back, and
both of
Cather's
you have-
reaching and rowing for Edward, even though Edward's sitting in the rowing spot.
Yeah, I'm just
Cather's
holding
leaning forward,
Edward's
rowing
hands
for
and just doing it.
This
That's
is
right.
exactly like that scene in Ghost where they like
Call of
shape
Duty
the
Ghosts,
pottery.
the campaign.
No, you
Yeah.
punk.
When they're in
You
space.
idiot. You absolutely cheese ball.
Slowly, the canoe eventually brushes up onto the sand of the beach. It's a smaller island. There's a reason why it was very difficult for you to see. You're probably talking no more than 30 yards across,
Oh,
with a
that's-
few little trees every once in a while. And you can see,
Cather's is bigger than this.
oh yeah, no, this
There's
is,
no time to be comparing sizes, Catherine.
Yeah, come on now. Be
Listen,
a little
Cather.
more respectful than that.
you're like Texas. Just about everything's bigger with you, okay? Aaron. But you see kneeling at the center of this island, on his knees, ankles flat, very traditional kneeling style, is this well-adorned, tall furbolg, head down, and you can see, you know how like cat ears will like, or like deer ears kind of will
Yeah,
like
they move around and
towards
twitch and
noise.
stuff. Yeah.
like that. His ears kind of do a similar thing where they kind of like twitch back a little bit to hear you guys just a little bit more. So you can tell that he like knows you're there, but he hasn't acknowledged you yet.
I will elbow Edward and look at him with the idea of like the silent communication of round 2. Don't blow it this time.
As that happens, Cather and Kiyomura will kind of pull the canoe up onto shore a little bit.
As they exit the canoe, they are silent, and Edward will step forward, closer to, what's their full name again? Their real name?
Oscorus Lorlen.
Ascorus Lorlan. And Edward will say, "Forgive us. We would not be here if it wasn't pressing circumstances."
Scorus tilts his head towards you because you're coming up on his backside, and so he acknowledges your statement and gives a slow nod before returning forward.
I wish we could come with a gift, but instead we come with a warning. There is an enemy that is back from the dead, the Great One. and you're in danger.
At this point, you notice that he's been muttering under his breath, ever so slightly. Just now that you're close enough, you can hear him, that he's been praying
Okay, it's prayer. Okay.
under his breath.
Edward will respectfully wait for him, or is it a him, her?
Him, yeah.
Edward will wait for him to finish with their prayer.
Thankfully, you don't have to wait long. As you finish your statement, he, about 5 or 10 seconds later, he finishes his before briefly touching his head to the ground and then sitting upright before eventually standing and turning towards you. My friend, your presence is a gift in and of itself.
Thank you.
Your warning. I take it that I know, or at least I assume I know. Who is this enemy that has returned?
I regret to say it is Clovar. This seems to be in effect for some time. They have been plotting. And Clovar now seems to have learned from his mistakes. He is looking for those like you, and we need to ensure that you stay safe and out of harm. At least out of Clovar's hand. It seems you understand. Is this something you expected?
When great evil exists, there are always those who seek to use it. Clovar is not what I expected, but I knew someday someone would come for the truths. It is tragic that it is Clovar that makes everything much more difficult. Thank you for the warning. Have you warned much of my brethren?
We've done what we can, but to be completely frank, it seems that Clovar has more allies than we do. I travel here with Cather Abinthar and Aventhy Tripowitz, and I am Edward and Fellows.
And I'm Kiamura.
And Kiamura. And we have all done what we can to this point, and we'll continue to, but we're just kind of doing what makes sense, and to be honest, warning you makes sense.
Right. As he says that, Cather will kind of step forward.
Yeah,
to give an assist to Edward here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Before
I
you
don't really know where to go.
Oscorus will give a slight bow to you all. I am Oscorus Lorelen. Please call me Kampor, as my people will know me.
Of course. Kampor. As Edward was explaining, we have been working to try and slow Clovar down, but it does seem some things are inevitable about a coming fight. We've already managed to speak with some of your compatriots, Miriam Azima and Akaro. We've both managed to warn them and tell them of the coming battle. Unfortunately, Marcus Steele recently has been captured by members of the Anathema. As of right now, they likely know where you are as well because of Zood's Thrim, for he has been working with Clovar and the Anathema to release the Six Truths.
It saddens me to know that Zood could not handle the burden that he was placed under. He must have suffered for many years. And what of the rod?
Well,
Killing us means nothing if you can't control them.
yes. We know some of what's become of the pieces. We know that they have at least 2 of them. 3 are currently hidden and scattered that we know of, that we've somewhat unintentionally and intentionally discovered along our own journeys. Then the last 2 are currently unaccounted for, at least on our end.
We know that one of them is protected by the Chosen, but we also know that the Chosen have been infiltrated.
Miriam Azima, when we last spoke with her, left to go meet with them.
That was my question. If Miriam is dealing with that, then I am confident that that piece will be protected. So
Miriam is bad. You know that, right? Like Miriam's not the good one.
Miriam's a
is
good one.
Oh wait, Miriam's a good one. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was thinking of Wisteria. Too many
Yeah.
multiple syllable
Yes.
names.
Yes, Wisteria Vale is very much at large.
We take the M and turn it upside down. It's a W.
She was one of the key players in bringing back Clovar.
And so, once the sacrifices have been mourned, what do you intend to do? And how can I help?
Well, the good news is that if we're quick and we're smart, then there is a good chance that we do, at the least, throw Clovar off. It seems that we have a good idea of what he intends, but we must act quickly. If we manage to slow him down, what will we do? As
Well,
Edward turns to you two.
It's kind of, we're not entirely sure of what our end goal is, in all honesty. In fact, really the main reason we are trying to warn you and the others is because the goddess Adaria asked us to, on behalf of the gods. At this point, we're hoping that if we are able to reach enough of you and warn you in time, that it could slow him down enough that perhaps with gathering enough allies and strength, we might actually be able to bring a fight to Clovar before he can release any of the 6 truths and control them with the rod. However, we need time to gather that strength and those allies.
One is as strong as their allies and those that serve them. This is true for you and true for Clovar. If your goal is to slow him down, if your goal is to slow him, then removing his allies is another option as well.
It's very fair.
I was going to bring that up, but felt a bit gruesome for the Grove.
Right.
So
Yes, that is something we've thought about. We definitely wish to at some point try to take Wisteria off the table and perhaps even Zoods himself. We're looking into what kind of options we have with both of those, but we're trying to be careful to not overexpose ourselves too soon.
the hard part will be isolating the allies, in all honesty.
Right. As of right now, Clovar doesn't see our group as a threat, which we've been trying to take full advantage of. But as soon as we make a significant move, that will be gone.
To separate the allies, someone will be tasked with different aspects. There would be one who hunts us, while another who hunts the rod. If you can separate them by playing into their goals, that could be an opportunity.
If
This
we had a
brings me
piece of
hope.
the rod, we could use it to lure them into a trap.
Yes, or even with the sacrifices as well. There is one who would be hunting us, as you know, with Marcus Steele missing. Someone is coming after us. Someone trusted by Clovar to be in charge of such an important thing.
Right.
As with the
Who
rod,
might that be?
Well, Abinthy, was Wisteria at the city when you...
She was.
So perhaps Zoods himself is the hunter, as after all, if he has ways of finding you all, it would make the most sense for him to be involved in that.
How
From
does
what
one
I'm-
fall so far?
From what I know of Zoods, I don't know if he's gutsy enough to do it by himself, though.
No, definitely not. He's too valuable for him to do it by himself.
Kiamora will speak up. It's probably Wisteria herself.
Doing the hunting of the rod or the people?
Probably the sacrifices. Her,
So who's going after the rod?
That's a great question.
The
Would it
thing
be
is,
just-
the big question for me at least is,
God
Zoo-
dang. For
Those
free?
cheeks, DJ. Those
Zoods-
cheeks, bro.
Zoods is the only way
Caked
of
up.
Zoods is their
Got a
main
whole
way of
goddamn
hunting.
bakery.
Oh my god.
Zoods is their main way of hunting the
Our viewership
sacrifices.
just went up.
Drew
So-
is trying to play the game.
So he, yeah, I'm trying really not to feed into this bit. That way we can keep going.
Nonsense.
Zoods is likely their main way of finding the sacrifices, though. So he must be involved in some capacity.
Yes, which means that any time that we're luring them there with a sacrifice, we're going to have to deal with Zoods plus someone else, most likely
Wisteria.
Wisteria.
Right. Which means two very powerful figures. One that we can't even kill.
I'm sorry, going back to what we were talking about with earlier, wasn't Leshka being hunted by dragons?
Did mention that.
So if we're curious who's going after the rod,
Probably the dragons.
The dragons.
Yeah.
That is actually a very good observation. Thank you, Kiamora. This is why you're a good friend.
Could these be the dragons that were in the library?
Most likely.
Probably, yes.
Well,
for a minute.
all
They
right.
seem like bad news.
Well, okay. Hold on. So then here's a question. Is it smarter to go help Leshka first?
I'm fine with it.
He is a strong
That is
ally
one
that
less
we already
rod in our
have.
hands.
He's a strong ally that we already have. And we can kill dragons. We can't kill
We've done it
Zoods
before.
through him. And Wisteria is definitely going to be a very difficult fight herself.
I am also capable of contacting Lorelei to warn her.
Oh, you could
That
just warn
would,
her?
That would be most helpful.
You could just, like, oh, wait, do you have the sending spell?
But I want to meet her.
She is quite lovely.
I know, she sounds incredible.
Well,
Either way, whatever will be most beneficial to you.
I mean,
if you wish to
for the story roleplay, we want to see her. However, for efficiency's sake, it would make more sense. It would make
Yes, we
more
should probably
sense.
go save Leshka.
roleplay, go to
Wait,
you.
do you do?
Go to
Freudrana.
Moijana, thank you.
For
Yeah,
any
we're
and
in
all
the
reasons.
right.
I mean, I'm down.
I really want you guys to go check it out. It's a really cool place.
I'm super in. I agree. I'm
I
Now,
would
now
love
here's my
to
question,
meet
DM.
this
Can we
person.
do that and fight dragons?
Today? You want to fight dragons today? You think that
In
you're
2
just going to
hours.
show up and do a dragon fight?
Sure, why not?
to be fair, historically, that is most of the time how we end up
Or
fighting
hear me
dragons.
We go talk to the sacrifice, and then we fight Wisteria and
Zoods.
Zeus Throne,
I mean, yes,
Thank you.
both are options.
and we lose.
It's just a matter of it's going to be very difficult to fight both Wisteria and Zoods, especially with Zoods. The fact that we can't actually harm him right now if he is there.
Perhaps procuring a way of harming him would also be a good move before you face them.
We've talked about this.
Let's
The
go kill a
Strucian
witch.
Blade. We got a lich. We have access.
We
to
have
a
an
lich
enemy
school.
Now-
lich.
Now, okay. Okaru mentioned that if we had a Vestrusian blade, that could actually pierce the skin of the 6 sacrifices. However, you can only be killed within one of the temples, correct?
Yes.
Meaning if we did encounter Zoods outside and we fought him, we could hurt him, but all we could do is perhaps knock him unconscious.
What
You
of the
would not die.
poison?
Right. Okay.
The poison
would
would
have
work
to-
in the same way.
They would also need to know the location of the Temple of War.
Yes, we probably should also try to figure out some like temple locations. We know one, but there are like 6 of them.
Right.
Because then we would also know where they're they would have to take Marcus Steele.
Right.
It might be risky, but
We
we
split up.
could obtain a part of the rod, aka Leshka, guide them to the temple with said rod, and then use one of the killing methods in the temple to do it ourselves.
Not a
We wish to
terrible
set
idea.
it through.
Not a terrible idea. However, if the dragons are the ones chasing Fleshka, killing them in the temples doesn't do anything for us.
Right, and I would really hate to mess with dragons and Sudstrim. It's
Just have
risky
all your
anyways.
enemies coming at you.
Yeah, it's just like, let's
Yeah.
split up our enemies. No. Let's bring them all together.
Let's bring them together. One
is
big fireball is all it's
tricky.
going to take.
This is tricky.
Okay, well, I mean,
This is what I
could-
love. I love you guys.
DM.
okay,
I'm
if
just
we-
like, yes, they're finally learning all the pieces of the
You
puzzle.
little
Okay.
stinker.
the dwarves that we talked to about when we were trying to get the orcs to help us retake
Yes.
Athala, they would be able to forge us something.
As long as we could convince them.
Right. Well,
And we might
I
need
think
to
the
find the Vestrusium.
I think the end of the world would be good motivation.
Wolves are surprisingly stubborn.
They're like,
And
nah,
they don't-
we'll dig deeper and last.
It's like,
Well-
well, hear me out.
well,
And they
how
might not
end
like
is
us.
this?
To be fair though, Abinthy, we are closely allied with the king of the dwarves.
That'll help.
We also aided the orcs' passage through their mountains.
With
To be
the
fair, I think that
with
makes it harder for you.
with the king's blessing,
That's what I'm saying.
We had permission.
we didn't
That's
just
fair,
go rogue
that's
with
fair.
it. All right, we aren't
true.
criminals.
Sorry, I was
We're just very-
confused
we're just
because
very
of all
frowned
of the
upon.
dwarves trying to kill us on the way.
Well, yes.
But yes,
Yes.
you're right.
I mean,
think-
it is
I think
it is
if we're careful,
unfortunately
we
a
could-
bit of a coin flip because there are some dwarves that
And-
don't like us. However, that's
and-
really our only option for getting Vestrusium quickly.
Yes.
From what we remember of the king, he had a good heart, and I think if we describe the situation aptly, I think he would bend to our wishes.
Well, the
I do
problem
think
is that it's not just the king's job. Each different
Mm.
clan has a tool that is required for forging.
Right.
So you need to have them all agree that this is something that needs to be done. So if you're in the bad graces of one of the clans, and they happen to be particularly stubborn and spiteful, and you have nothing to threaten them into going along with it,
Into submission.
then there's
Jeez.
that's
I
that's
mean,
a rough.
I
sitch.
could be convincing.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
saying
don't
that
want to.
if we
I
have to
want
kidnap a clan leader, I'm in.
I don't think. I don't think we could do something like that.
Oh, you might not be able to.
I think it's a
the
wrong.
problem is-
I
the
don't
problem
think it's a
is
good idea
if-
to be divisive here.
The problem is we need that blade, regardless.
I suppose you're right.
You
'Cause-
mentioned a lich.
Yes. Well, there's a lich called Valash Shataran, the Soul Stealer, who Abinthy and I both really don't like,
Oh man, I'm so.
and
I
would
don't
really
like him
like
either.
to go fight and kill, but we also learned that if we did go, we could make a poison that could also be used to kill one of you guys. However, even if we go with the poison route, we still need some sort of blade, Vesusium blade, if we were to replace Zuds.
You wish to replace him. I see, yes.
Well, if we just kill him in a temple, then we just unleash a sixth truth without any control.
And
That's not super an option. Although, I mean, well, it is an option.
No,
It's not a great one.
It's not.
it's a very bad option.
Yeah.
Especially war. War is particularly ruthless.
Okay.
What is it good for?
Destroying the population.
You're wiping out the earth. Yeah.
Okay. It feels like I mean, trying to convince the dwarves could take a while. It might be best to, well, I don't even know. I mean, if we could send an entourage or something, that would be perfect, but I don't know who we could even trust to go there. Because the dwarves themselves might also be infiltrated.
Drax
He's
dead, my
dead. I
dude.
hate to reveal this to you. Spoiler.
We
He died at the end
hired
of season 1.
Lada.
Whoa, what spoilers?
Oh my god.
But,
We could hire Lada. I know
Well-
she's retired.
well, Lada's with Leshka right now.
Oh right, she's already hired.
Why don't we just send Mary?
That feels like a really bad
Mm.
idea.
I think that's a terrible. Yeah, that's not.
what is
good.
what is his name? Edvar? He seems trustworthy.
I'm not totally convinced Mary's on our side at this
I
point.
don't know if Mary has a side.
Kimura will speak up. What about Edward's mother?
You want to send my mother?
I mean, she does
like-
have
She
political
has political
experience.
Or what about your wife? How about Sam?
Why not
Can ask
both?
her to leave
Actually,
with
you know
Fala?
what? This is what I say we do. I say we said Sam and my sister.
Sam, your sister,
Wait.
your mother.
I think Sam and my sister would get along
What's your
great.
bucket? Yeah, send Abinthy's girlfriend. Why am I forgetting her name?
Yeah,
can't
yeah, the
leave.
Lord of Hell.
She can't
Yeah.
leave the place.
Glossy.
She's a really good bad cop though.
They hold up just a.
I figured Volna would
an
be the bad
iPad
cop.
with Zoom.
Volna would be a bad cop.
It's like
It's a Zoom
three people
meeting
and a Zoom
with-
meeting of
Okay.
Glossy.
Why would-
Okay, but does my sister have any good way of transporting fastly?
Well, she might have a way of transporting quickly.
Shut up.
Seems fastly isn't a word.
Uh,
We got him,
messed
boys.
up.
We
That was
got him.
messed up.
Okay. Because I do actually, seriously though, I do like the idea of sending Sam and my sister Volna. That they do carry a lot of political power and are
I-
definitely people we can trust with this task.
I suppose we can't send Sam into all this. That's ludicrous.
Kimura is going to put his
Taking
hand on Edward's shoulder.
Taking
she's really like
another official from Athala, risking her life as well. Do you understand what this means?
Edward.
Okay,
Edward.
Edward, you do realize that if we don't get this, we're risking her life by the fact that we can't do anything.
Yeah.
What about Charles?
I'm
I
fine
trust
with
Charles
Charles-
with my life.
Charles
I would.
be fine too.
Man, I
Why don't
really
we send
wanted
Charles?
Sam and
Whatever.
Volna to meet though. I feel like they would hit it off really good.
Volna
One
and Sam
day,
would have
when
a
we've-
vibe. They would
Yes, Dr.
walk in,
Kumar.
knock down the doors, the whole mountain,
Yeah.
and they just crush everything. Good cop, bad cop, all the way.
It's like in the comics when Mary Jane and Black Cat work together. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Especially since literally, well, no, Black Cat has white hair, doesn't she?
Yeah,
Never mind.
shit, but-
I was gonna say Sam's a redhead, MJ's a redhead. Volna has black hair.
That's close
We
enough.
ought to send for Charles, please.
All right.
Whatever. That's fine. Scorus is just kind of standing there, enjoying
Yeah.
all of you guys.
Both of us are like just not paying attention to the conversation.
In fact, Scorus has gone back to praying, and he's just
Yeah.
like, "Yo, if you need me, just let me know."
He's practically joined him at this point in time.
Well, you are a cleric now, so
Yeah.
That is not true. That
Level
can't
up.
be true.
he leveled up into it. Took a level in cleric.
Shut
clearly.
up. Are you serious?
Absolutely.
I believed you. I really did. I could see Aaron doing that.
I so wanted to kind of like force him into it, just as a joke, but
that would not be a
Okay.
joke.
From
Dude,
calling down
ruined
the
the
death
entire
god from the
build.
sky.
If we talk to Volna and Charles, I think we have a sending stone for my sister.
yes. Kimura's like,
Do we have a sending stone for Charles?
I don't.
odd or even,
But-
Edward.
Let's go with. Let me roll my own dice.
I hope it's
So hard. It bounced off my monitor and then back into my dice tray.
Nice.
That is even DM.
Well, that's correct. Yeah, you got a sending stone for.
Thank
Okay.
goodness, because I would
Yeah.
not cast.
I
sending
haven't talked to him in months, but I do have one.
Up, Dad. Sorry, I haven't talked to you in months.
Dad, well, kind of, I
okay.
guess.
Sup, father figure.
Okay. All right. So we can tell them, and then probably just go see Lorelai. Lorelai.
She's Lorelai. It's a
Yep.
basic name. It's a regular
Lorelai.
name.
Is it really Lorelai?
I mean, no, that's not her real name.
Like
But
Gilmore Girls?
like
'Cause that's
Gilmore,
what I think every time you say her
that
name,
is
but-
where I got that name from because it's a great show. But no, her real name is Amnestria.
I thought that was her code. That was her code name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the other way around. Lorelai is her real name. Amnestria is her code name.
Right, but we could go see Lorelai, and talk to her and warn her, and then perhaps maybe after that we try and meet up with Leshka and to deal with the dragons.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds
So-
good to me.
Go see Lorelai.
Teacher's like, write that down. Write that down.
I'm writing down your plan so I know what you guys are going to go do.
His teacher's about to take us to break.
Dragons. So, just to confirm, we're going to send Volna and Charles to go be ambassadors to the Alisar Dwarves and get the process rolling on creating a Vestrusian blade.
Right.
We'll then go see Lorelai, warn her, pick her brain about anything else, and then we will go help Leshka potentially kill a dragon
Yes.
before we go maybe after Wisteria, and we'll see what happens after that.
Right. Yeah. Who knows after the dragon? We could fight Wisteria. We could try to fight Zoods. We could go try and get the Soul Stealer. Who knows?
Okay. I feel the need to warn, as someone who was a part of the ranks, if it's Rykorum that we're facing, he's very strong.
Yeah. He seemed pretty strong when we saw him. And no, we didn't see Rykorum in the library, did we?
Not in the library, but you saw him. He was there
He was at the meeting.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
he's a
was.
big dragon. He's like twice as
He
big.
was very big.
Well,
He's a great worm. So
if it was Rykorum hunting Leshka would be dead.
yeah,
So
it just
Well,
depends.
we do have a habit of the really bad things are not the ones actually doing the work. So, like, even if they're there, they're probably slacking. They're like, man, one of the smaller ones will take care of this little tiny dragon person.
Actually, that's actually like a
That's
good
actually
point.
very-
Actually,
yeah,
like,
valid.
that's actually very
That's
true.
literally what every villain in all of history has ever done. Listen,
Yeah.
I have the most basic plan for the rest of this campaign. It's like, hey, take out the accomplices and then work your way up to the the BBEG.
Yeah, we
like
got-
that's the whole
Right.
plan.
we
this
gotta
down.
we gotta
Writing this
grind that
down.
XP, boys.
Right, you guys got to level up to be able to face Clovar.
We're
Abernathy-
so close to
Aventhy
20.
plans on pulling a Gandalf and taking on a Balrog by himself to get all the EXP.
That's right. Get all the XP. Well,
So-
since you guys have that plan figured out, and we're just about at that time, we're gonna go ahead and take our break real quick. We'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes as these guys continue to figure out the plan and then execute the plan, because we are executors. That's right.
Yeah,
Execution.
I guess. Well, yeah.
We are
Ex-
executors.
Anyway, we'll be back in like 10 or 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. So, you guys are currently on a sacred island at the center of the oasis, known as the Heart of Elon Ryan. You have met up with Oscorus, a druid, a Furbo. Oh my gosh. I'm in the middle of eating mac and cheese.
The mac and
with
cheese
some
is
milk.
thick, bro.
Yeah, take a deep
So,
breath. Let's
I
slow
got
down.
my vocal cords are just, they're a little drenched.
fine.
a little
Yeah.
So
They're saturated. Well,
they're saturated. That's right. I don't want to say they're chunky right now, but that's definitely how they feel. Anybody that's
No.
sung knows that lactose is not good before you sing or talk. But yeah, you guys are at the center of this island. You're making plans. You have the start of a plan figured out, or the majority of the plan figured out. You guys are going to get in contact with some people, some trusted advisors, to go over to the Alistar Mountains and talk with the dwarves. You're then going to make your way over to Froidrana, meet up with Lorelei, have a grand old chat. Most likely Abinthy's going to have a grand old chat, while the rest of you go, what the freak is wrong with these people?
Sounds accurate.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we just hated each other?
It would be so fun.
Like, it's like, man, these guys are gonna vibe, and then we totally don't.
It's like
I hope
Tasha
Catherine
and
and them hit it
Morgan.
off.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
great.
Do we want to roleplay talking? Do we want to roleplay to talking to like Charles and Vianola? What?
Volna.
Volna?
The woman that you tried to like get with for a while?
That never happened. That never happened.
You were down bad for Volna. Listen, man.
Aren't we all?
Stop
though?
that right. Stop that right now. Stop that right now. I was jealous of her all along.
She's
Is what
pretty
I'm
awesome.
hinting.
Also, if you can hear my chewing sounds, I'm really sorry.
Same.
It makes
I'm
for a
actually
good
not that sorry.
podcast
I take that
experience.
back.
That's right. Yeah, podcast listeners just gonna hear me talk and then chew in the background.
I'm fine with role playing my conversation with Charles. However, how it'll probably go is like, "Hi, it's nice to hear you again. By the way, we need a Vystrusian blade, and you need to talk to the dwarves. Could you do that, please?" It's like literally Clovar. I'm sure you know what's going on, and he'd probably be like, "Yeah,
Of course,
champ.
sirrah.
You got it, sport."
Also,
Sport.
you're gonna meet up.
I'll take care of it,
Meet
champ.
up with Cather's sister Volna to tackle this.
Yes, and-
don't forget to
And you'll be
mention
like,
that part.
Volna?
And he'll be like,
Wait,
"Oh, I like
is that
Volna."
it's the Evanthars. They're all hot.
It's true. Is that the hot elf? Oh, wait.
Oh, hold on,
Charles isn't like that though. He's more classy than that.
dog. Charles got that dog in him. You know he does.
Charles
I
would be like,
know, but look.
She was rather stunning, wasn't she?
Indeed, quite voluminous. Who's not?
That's goofy as heck.
I love the fact
So-
that we're all talking about this and Drew's just not paying attention to us.
No, I'm hearing you. I'm just choosing to not. I'm just choosing to.
He's
ignore
like,
you.
yo, you guys are like, going out-
May I say,
out.
Drew, your mane looks so good today. Honestly, it's
mane.
glorious.
What a
yeah,
what a term.
it
That's
is
true.
glorious.
I have a main. I feel
No,
that.
I can nestle up right in there.
I need to get a haircut.
Me too. My main is not mainly, but it's.
I need a haircut.
Mine is getting kind of long too.
I need a haircut by the end of the night.
End of the night.
It's
We're
gotta
gonna
be
kill
short,
Dragon.
and it's gotta be trimmed, and it's got.
We're gonna kill Dude Trim.
Man,
We
we are
need a lit
guys. We're like
skull.
live right now. You know that, right? No, we should probably play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Anyway,
Anyway,
right.
So we don't have to role play that. That's what happens.
great. So you guys are on the island.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you guys do?
Right.
The
Okay.
biggest question. Yes, you got it.
I
Go.
was just gonna. I'm sorry, Apathy. I was just gonna ask him if he knew where we might find Lorelei.
I mean,
Laurel
I know
Wow.
where to find it.
Lorelei.
The trouble is getting there, which is what my question is going to be. How do we plan on reaching? Hold
Froidrana.
on, I moved my Froidrana. That's the name. I moved my notes for my quick reference because I don't think I've ever been. I may have been there. I don't remember. DM.
I think you went to. Oh, what's the other one? The opposing country. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know that I've been to that place.
Yeah, so you could get on the
Um,
continent. I don't know.
Aren't they like kind of like islandy though?
What was that?
Aren't they like surrounded by water on a lot of sides? Like the place that we're trying to get to. I remember it being very waterlocked.
Froidrana is very wet.
Okay,
It rains a lot there.
Okay, got it.
But it's not. But it's not an island. It's not like a peninsula or an island or anything like that. Because we're talking about a country that's like the size of the United States, and then like right down the middle is the border between these two.
It's Australia.
It's Australia. Yeah, it's like Australia, except you cut it in half, and then you have two separate countries that don't like each other.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, throwing pencils all over the place.
Okay. Well,
so I could get us to the continent, but I don't think that I've been to Froidrana itself.
right. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't suppose Kimpor has an item that could be used to help get us there.
Good chance.
I mean, I assume you guys don't keep mementos of each other necessarily.
Odd or even, Drew?
Odd.
Okay. Dang it.
It was
Dang it, that was the right thing. I don't want to give this to him.
I really don't.
I mean, you don't have to give it to us, DM.
No, you're right. You don't. But I did the odd or even, so now I gotta pony up.
Just like, I just so happen to have this coin that she gave me once.
I have this door that just opens straight into a room.
Well, I'm just trying to think like what's a lot of mercantile that's sold from Froidrana that you guys might have access to, which is normally technology. Like Froidrana is a very technologically advanced country. So I'm like
iPod Shuffle.
Maybe like something like Edward might have a watch from them.
The latest sappy watch.
Because I know that you have a J.R. Collins watch.
I do have a J.R. Collins watch.
But do you also have an Apple Watch?
I don't know what Apple Watch is. I have a sappy watch.
Are you really?
That keeps track of your steps, right?
Sappy watches. Is that what you're trying to do here, Grant?
I feel like we can do better than sappy. I feel like can we say it's like
say it's a crapple watch.
Or
it's a banana watch.
It's I don't know.
Banana watch.
I play my Dragon Chess set is from there, I guess.
Edward. No. That
was bad.
J.R.R. Collins, whatever his name is. Collins.
Yes, J.R. Collins, the infamous
the famous
watchmaker.
Froidranian watchmaker.
Yes, I'm very proud of this particular timepiece. It shows it off, talks about the dials and how they were actually repurposed from another very fancy watch, making this one of a kind, given to my father.
Right. Great.
Kiyomori's like, oh my gosh, wait, you have a watch from Froidrana? That's so cool.
Yeah, I know.
Look, we get it. We get it, Edward. You're better than us, okay?
Haven't they just been eating? You don't know where he got the food.
Yeah, he just has some mac and cheese all of a sudden
from the water. Just
no, it's like an actual it's like a plate of fried rice, and you're like,
what's fried rice?
Okay.
What?
Wait, Edward. Oh, but Edward, you have a watch from there. We could use that.
Yeah.
That goes away, kind of.
That's fantastic.
I get to keep it.
Well, yes, you'll get to keep. I just need to hold it momentarily.
Okay.
Edward,
just be careful.
Don't trust him, Edward. Okay. Whenever he casts the spell, whatever the component is, it burns up. Okay. If you let him use this watch, it's gonna burn up and die.
Kathy, you have to promise me that this watch will be
Your watch will be fine, Kiyomura. We're talking about the end of the world here.
All right, and okay, just be careful with it. Takes a bite of
Avonlea fried rice.
Hey,
if you do as much as scuff this, we'll have words later. Edward starts handing over the watch.
Mending on it. It's fine.
You're not going to get the watch with that kind of attitude, bucko.
Fine, here, Edward. I tell you what. I'll do this. I undo some of the braces on my gauntlet to make sure that I don't accidentally scratch it up.
I like it. Now, pretend like you just had a baby and this is that baby. The bands of the watch is the neck. You can't let it snap. You have to support the head, okay?
Uh-huh.
Now use your infant hands.
Yes,
Good job.
thank you. All right.
I do like the fact that Drew pulled it back like this, and it's not a watch.
No.
It's about to cry, Catherine.
Because he's holding it like an
calm
infant, and then
yourself.
instantly he just puts his fist around it. All right, everyone, gather up.
Let's do it. Edward just screams internally.
My child.
Just weeps.
Before we leave, I'll turn to Kimpor, and say,
I thought you were talking about Kiyomura, and that was just a bad nickname for him.
no, Kimpor. Thank you for all your help. If something happens at that, and we need your aid, we will call upon you once we've managed to make contact and develop a better plan, a better strategy about how we might fight against Clovar and his forces. We'll let you know.
You will have to confer with my people. I will be locking myself in a stasis. It's my best way of defending myself.
In a stasis. What does that do? What does that mean?
There's a big tree wraps itself around me. I go unconscious. I'm basically impervious in there. Pretty great.
Okay.
It sounds pretty good to me. Better
Those are
than we
pretty
could
rad.
do.
And I kind of like lean in, like, and do you like fully trust all of your people of the Grove? Like, you're not worried any of them might be secretly a spy?
Guess we'll have to figure that out. Sometimes
Hold on.
I have a little faith.
Can you put anyone in a tree?
But I mean,
Put me in a tree. Put me in a tree.
That's like, you know,
if
Abdu,
you're
that's,
like him, if you're impervious in there, we can just get a whole like all of the sacrifices, just put them in trees, and then you can put yourself in a tree, and we'll be fine.
I don't think. I mean, this tree took 1,000 years to grow. Don't know if we got.
There's got to be a couple of thousand-year-old trees out there. We only need like 4.
I'll put people onto that. And if
Yeah,
we-
get on that. Why didn't we think of that? We should have just been sticking people in trees this whole time.
I still don't even know if that's a great idea.
Would you mind rowing me back across?
By all means, the canoe fits 6.
I don't have to row again, do I?
no, Edward, I will handle it.
Edward, you're banned from rowing.
Yeah, Catherine's still so...
Catherine and Kiyomura just...
They're both just like, no, you don't get a row anymore.
Like, no.
You guys row back across the island. Kimpor.
Cather, you're doing it wrong.
You're
Shut
not
up, Edward.
splashing the person at the front enough.
He's backseat paddling. Edward is.
I accidentally elbow Edward as I pull back with the row.
You guys get across the lake. The further from the island, the less serene your surroundings are, the less holy it feels. I mean, you're still in a druid grove, so there is that air of holiness, but it doesn't feel quite so overwhelming that you can't really even talk. But you arrive back on the beach. Kimpor nods his gratitude to each of you before returning to his village, and you are all left alone.
Great. Well,
Fine.
hopefully that works out and doesn't turn out that's...
I'm sure nothing could possibly go wrong. Cather, take us away.
right.
Let's
Yeah,
get
where's
to
my
it.
watch?
You're like
I put on my helmet and I link arms with Edward and Kiyomura,
Kimura grabs Aventhy.
and I use my helm of teleportation to teleport
Hi
us
ho!
to
Oh, there's the vibe.
for
We start
Idrana.
to skip.
Freudrana.
This poor J.R. Collins. Also, I will tell you right now that for specific reasons, can I ask that we do not meet J.R. Collins?
Well, no, who's dead?
Okay,
Derek
good.
Collins died like 50 years ago. It's one of those things where like he started the firm and then like it's just been carried on by other people.
I would like to clarify
J.R.
that
Collins
Edward,
is a brand, not a person.
Edward still thinks J.R. Collins is alive.
He's out there somewhere.
There definitely is like it's like wow, that was the most disturbing way I've ever seen anyone eat mac and cheese. That was disgusting. J.R. Collins is like Walt Disney, where they're like, he's still out there, he's frozen beneath.
Or Michael Jackson,
Elvis, like
all of the famous people that have ever died that people think is still
and they're
alive.
like, yeah, he's still alive. J.R. Collins is out there somewhere.
And here's the thing: canonically, he is. Oh my gosh, the macaroni sounds after that. You couldn't have timed that worse. There was dead silence, and there was 3 articulate slurps of mac and cheese that happened. My goodness.
So I assume.
Oh my god! I thought I was gonna die there for a second.
I assume we make it to
trying not to
Troy.
like chocolate milk out of my nose as
I
I
was so hoping that you would just like explode in chocolate milk.
Or just like chocolate milk and mac and cheese all over his computer.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so
That would
gross.
have been so bad.
I was afraid you were gonna like
Make
choke
sure you
on
take
that.
another drink
I honestly
there.
thought I was going to. You guys kept talking, and I was like, "You can't keep talking. You're gonna keep making me laugh."
We're trying to run a comedy
Oh my gosh.
podcast.
I know, but me dying is the comedy.
That's
Oh my gosh.
There's nothing funnier than death, especially if it's live. So we make it to Freud. Don't worry, guys, I got it.
This is where
So you are ripped through time and space by the helm of teleportation, ending up cold and wet, which is a very stark difference from the blistering heat that you have been accompanying. It is wet. It is dreary. You hear rain. You are actually just underneath a little balcony, kind of like an offshoot of a J.R. Collins store. Not the actual workshop itself, but just outside. And that's where the teleportation spells. You vomit a little bit because the teleportation just sucks still. But then there you are.
I imagine the teleportation
I
sounded like DJ's mac and cheese sounds.
That's what it sounds like.
Like I feel like going through it was like. And then we get there. Oh, Catherine.
There,
does
there.
not
Let it all
be
out.
better.
Never let him do it again. Wait. Wait.
I've
He's
been doing it
already
this whole
10.
time.
I thought you were getting better.
I am getting better.
Last
To be
time.
fair, this is like the
Last time-
farthest you've ever teleported us. So,
Oh,
like,
I'm
good
sorry,
job. buddy.
Catherine.
I thought you did great.
Is my watch okay?
I hand him the watch.
She puts the watch back on.
So,
It's okay.
where are we?
That is a great question.
Well, we're in Freudrana. I can tell
Yeah,
because of the rain.
I pull
But
up my
Freudrana's
pull
like
up my
the
hood.
whole country.
Yes, well, we're in probably one of the main distributors of J.R. Collins watches, if I had to guess.
We look up at the building. There's a big glass window display case with like embossed letters on the front of it. That's like J.R. Collins handmade watches.
Right.
Bold.
Okay. So
Problem is, I don't have Freudranian like geography memorized.
I love
Just make it very
Freudranian.
convenient that we're in the right city that we need to be.
well,
Yeah,
well,
I love-
Apathy.
I
I mean,
love-
if I've learned anything from mages from you, we just need to look for a big tower, right?
That's very fair. We do love towers. Towers and orbs. Those are like our things.
I mean, I was well, actually, hold on. No. We're all dumb. Because, Amnestra, the Novabella, her code name,
Yeah.
she's very well known as
Oh,
a simic hybrid researcher. I'm sure it's actually would be very easy to find where we could at least talk to somebody who knows her.
As a what
I know
researcher?
where
A simic hybrid researcher.
I know where we could find her. I just don't know where we are.
Right.
That's the
Is there
problem.
anybody on the street?
Yeah. Excuse me, Sarah.
Wait. Do I know where we are because of the J.R. Collins outlet? I love these watches. I always have. I love
he's
J.R. Collins
absolute
fashion.
fanboy.
I'm into it. We had this telegram that we'd receive every once in a while from J.R. Collins that would
Here's
update
their
on the
catalog.
newest fashion. Because I was super into it. My uncle actually was the one that bought the watch for me. The one that's dead, rest in peace.
Yeah.
He's the one that got me the watch and got me like now I always read the telegrams because it reminds me of him. And
Yeah.
Is this
And
the building
so-
on the magazine cover?
do I know where we are from the outlet, J.R. Collins outlet?
Make an intelligence check with advantage, sir.
Yes.
I believe it.
That was a great argument. If
Could I
whenever you
recommend perhaps a
something,
history
that is
check?
what there you go.
Would a
History
history check
check?
qualify, DM? Since he's trying to remember something?
Yeah, sure.
25.
I don't know if history is actually better for Edward or not. I just...
It is.
Edward,
I recognize this store.
you kind of look around, and you've been on Google Earth enough times where you've like done the 3D version of it, and you kind of like pull around, so you know like the street that it's on, you know what the surrounding buildings look like, you know the car it's caught in the
Magical Google.
Well, it's
Earth.
actually Google Nico Mures. Thank you very much.
Google Nico Mures. That's right.
It's right next to the flight simulator, which is just you cast a fly spell and it's just a camera that moves.
But you look around and you quickly realize that first of all you are in the capital of Froidrana, a town that I wish that I remembered the name of.
This is the outlet. This is the headquarters, right?
the storefront. Yeah, outlets are different than storefronts, but yes, this is the spot. Upstairs is probably the original workshop.
Ooh.
You know, you got the
Shut
display
up.
downstairs, the original workshop upstairs. This is where J.R. Collins probably lived, worked, whole 9 yards, and died since he died at his desk working on a watch.
Yeah,
Everybody
has been
stop
lost
talking.
to time. His
Everybody
final
stop
watch.
talking right now. Abinthy,
Yes.
we are in the presence of history.
Yes.
Do you see what's standing in front of us? This
It's
is
a-
like,
The building
Building.
stands straighter.
this is essentially the Temple of Tinkers. This is the beginnings of the J.R. Collins legacy.
I'm gonna walk over and put
This is the headquarters. We're in the capital of
I'm gonna-
Froidrana, you know.
put my hands on his shoulder. And I'm gonna say, Edward, I'm not sure if you knew this, but other than the fact that you know which city we're in, no one cares.
Okay. Well, tell that to the thousands of recipients of the J.R. Collins Telegram, thank you, which I have been an avid premium platinum member since I was like 10. Okay.
Did Grant just invent email lists?
A premium
Or-
platinum member.
I get discounts. I've never bought a watch, but I like looking at the pictures. Okay.
Well, Edward, that's really great. You said we're in the capital, right?
Yes, we're in the capital, the home of J.R. Collins. He probably did work right in this building right behind us.
Man, that.
Hey,
Edward, I
DM,
want you.
what
I want to
time-
be very, very clear. This is Keith Moore talking. I want to be very, very clear here, Edward. I'm not trying to look over the J.R. Collins thing. It's very, very cool.
End of the world.
But if we're in the capital, that's probably where she's going to be, right? Somewhere in this. So if we just figure out where they do simic hybrid research, then we'll probably be able to find her.
DM,
Do you think
what
we could
time of
meet
day is
him?
it?
It's hard to tell when it's overcast and raining
Okay.
It's Seattle.
all the time.
It's actually just Great
constantly
Britain.
Yeah.
It's like
like
yeah.
And is
Thank
there
you.
there
That's-
anyone else walking around on the street?
You see, there's a few people. They got umbrellas. They're doing a thing.
Does any of them
Can they
have
please
weird
have
appendages, like a
can
crab
they please have-
arm,
No,
or like
that's a
a?
good question.
Dang it, that would be so
I
Could
will-
they have
so
British
much easier.
accents?
I will
Like Cockney.
wander over to one of them.
Yeah, you wander across. They have like very, very. Think of this as like literally like any like 1920s city.
I'm
it's
thinking.
cobblestone, They got carriages everywhere. There's storefronts, glass windows, and they got like canopies popping over.
I'm thinking London
it's just
during the
down-
era of Jack the Ripper. That's what I'm thinking of.
Sure. I don't
Jack
know what
the
time Jack the
Ripper.
Ripper was going on, but sure, yeah. So yeah, that's just kind of the scene that you got. You got little lamps everywhere, and they're like electric lamps. It's not like torchlight lamps, like electric lamps.
Wow. These people do
Yeah.
be advanced.
Yeah.
I'll wander over to a gentleman or gal, whoever.
Yeah, you see this guy. He's there's a storefront that he's kind of sitting in front of. He's sitting in a chair. He's got his feet up on a little thing. He's got a newspaper going. Big, thick, curled mustache. A little bit of a bowler hat. Wearing a nice suit.
Nice. I'll walk over and I'll say, Hello, sir. Good day to you.
Good day to you as well.
Is it all right if I perhaps inquire your ear for just a moment?
Continue, yes.
My friends and I, we are travelers from very far away, but have heard great tales of your city, and more specifically of a lady, Amnestra, Novabella. We've heard, tale of her experiments with simic hybrids, and we're curious if where we might be able to inquire more about her.
Sorry, I've never heard of her or simic hybrids. Don't know what that is.
This guy on the up and up.
Is this guy on the up and up? Is he of a high enough class?
Well, no, what I'm saying is like, is
He
this
wants to
guy
have
who's
his
like,
line.
oh god, tourists, stop talking to me. Like he
No.
knows about it but doesn't want to tell us, or like,
Insight check.
yeah, that's what I'm asking. Without asking, can I?
No,
roll
no,
an
I know
insight check?
exactly what you mean. But I appreciate you asking about like what you're actually like trying to figure out, and not just
Yeah.
being like, I want to roll an insight check on it.
Edward is. Yeah, okay.
27.
Okay, no, never heard of it.
That's good enough.
Has no clue.
And we did choose
he
the
has no
right
clue.
name. He doesn't know about Lorelei. He knows about Amnestria.
Yeah, Amnestria is
Doesn't know about either.
Okay.
is
You didn't mention Lorelei, you just mentioned Amnestria, so you're not sure about Lorelei.
But I mean, Amnestria is her
Correct, yeah.
alibi. So
I'm gonna follow up behind and say, look, I'm a researcher. I'm a scientist. Wherever, I'm trying to find a job. Frankly, where's your source of all of this technology? Like, where's the biggest place?
I'd recommend the college, about 4 blocks down.
Deal.
thank you.
No,
We start,
welcome.
making their way. Making our way.
You
I'd
guys
like
start
to
making
note
your
that
way-
Edward is standing in a strange way. Like his arms are crossed weird, and his arm with the watch is like his hand is resting on his shoulder. And it's really awkward, but he's just like clearly showing that he owns J.R. Collins' watch. As they talk to people,
I will
he's
say-
just like
I will say,
Just, like,
Cather
showing it
does feel somewhat out of place wearing like not like a knight's armor in a place that is very advanced.
You all look very, very out of place. It's very easy to tell that you're all travelers, as this is like 1920s, and you guys are dressed like 1801. You know,
and we're all dusty and sandy and like
and
sweaty.
yeah, you just came from the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
To the college.
Yeah. Let's head to the college. See if we can get any leads there. Maybe we can find. Someone should know about Amnestria. She doesn't exactly hide herself well.
well,
You guys make your way down to the college campus. It has a name. I'm not going to give it to you because when eventually campaign 3 comes around, I don't want to be having to come back to this random thing and redoing it.
Oh, no.
So you go to the college.
What's the college name?
I literally just said that I wasn't going to tell you that. Like 10 seconds ago. Like,
I was
all-
typing in chat. I'm
like-
so sorry.
I thought you were joking for a second.
I was following. I thought
was
he
a
was trying to
joke.
do a bit.
No, I'm just that bad at listening sometimes. I can't multitask. I was typing in chat. I've gone beer. I'm crying.
It's like, and then it was like, I'm not going to tell you what the college is because I don't want for campaign 3 to come back and I can't do this. So I'm not going to tell you what the college is. And then you were like, what's the name of the college?
What's the name of the college? Without any hesitation.
Literally not even a single second between
Oh
First
my
the human,
goodness. Oh my
first the
goodness.
human,
Grant
the
to
freaking
4.
ale place, and now this. Continue. Oh, jeez.
So you guys
I'm
are
ready.
on campus. You can see it's a closed-in campus. It's a closed campus, and so you'll have to go through administration, blah blah blah, which you probably want to do anyway. So you,
All right, leave the paperwork to me.
I do.
Close up the gate.
I do use the shift weave that Amethy has given me
My history.
to wear to give myself a nice suit.
Yeah, it's like the closest thing that we'll have.
Yeah. And you guys get your dress clothes on, which is pretty common.
Yep. I don't. I specifically lean towards.
I mean,
I
Edward
I
looks
put
like
in
he fits
the-
right in.
The like
I really
ancient
do.
wise man garb. Like I really want to stand out. Like I want to do the opposite. While they all blend in, I'm going to assist with their blending in by not blending in at all.
That's right. Drag the focus to you, so they.
Yeah. So I currently look like a mountain hermit.
Nice.
Like
Nice. You look how we all naturally imagine Abinthian, not how the character is.
So I'll deal with the admissions stuff. I'll walk up. I'm gonna school them. I'm gonna be pulling out things that they don't even know.
Oh, yeah, you walk up to the front desk of the administration building. They're like, "Hi, how can we help you?"
We're looking for someone, Amnestria Novabella.
Yes, she's here. Do you have an appointment with her?
Yes.
And the name on the appointment?
I'm gonna lean in. I'm gonna look her in the eye and I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. Do you know who he is? I'm going to point over at the one with the custom.
Yeah.
Catherine's gonna kind of like stand up taller, like act like he's like the bodyguards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean
Like his hand is resting on the hilt of his sword.
Yeah. I got you. Is he important? He seems important. Should I know who he is?
My goodness. Should you know who he is?
Wait. Who is he? I'll pretend.
Oh, this is taking so long. Can we please hurry it along? I have a schedule to attend to.
I'm sorry.
Edward starts
I need to
tapping his
deal
foot.
with someone who actually knows what is happening on
I can do this.
What is the name of your superior?
Oh, please don't grab Marcus. No.
Oh, Marcus? Oh,
Marcus with a C, not a K.
I pull out Ascending
Marcus with a
Stone
K,
and
not a
say,
C. Excuse me. Other way.
Let me see. Which one of these was from Marcus?
No. Yes. I see your appointment is right here on the list. Yes. I'm so sorry for the confusion. Yes. Let me grab Jackson, get in here. This
Poor lady.
You can see this clearly. He's a student who's doing like on campus.
Yeah.
He's an intern.
Yeah, comes in. Yes. How can I help you? Guide these kind young people and this very, very handsome gentleman
I like how
to Professor Novabella.
I love how we haven't even given her like a name, like anything. Like
The only name that we require is Fear.
Edward ends up speaking up, and he doesn't even like acknowledge. Unfortunately, he doesn't acknowledge the people at desk. He just looks at Abinthy and says, "Well, thank goodness we got around to it. I was thinking of not even donating to the college. I was considering just not doing that and taking my cash elsewhere.
I know.
The president would be infuriated."
Jackson steps up
sir.
right this way. So sorry, son. Please.
a little bead of sweat just like is like making its way down Catherine's cheek. It's just like, what is happening?
Kath out here is like, I don't like lying to idiots.
Kiyomura just daps your face with a rag.
Yeah, right.
Daps Edward's face and then tucks everything back in, and you guys proceed down. Jackson, this dude, man is like the biggest nerd. He's got curly, like a big old mop of curly hair that he doesn't maintain, tons of freckles, big full circle glasses that
I love him.
A little bit. His robe is too big for him. He definitely should have gotten a small robe and got a medium. He's
I'm
a
gonna make
little
his life miserable.
He's very tall, very lanky. He's tripping over his robe as he's trying to like just get you guys across the campus. Man is an awkward little human being who has not grown into his size, but he leads you down across the campus. You can see there's a number of different buildings. There's housing for both the professors and the students. You can see that there's a number of different buildings, all for different tasks. Some of them arcane in nature. Most of them kind of like an engineering or artifice kind of nature. You can see that this country very much promotes that type of a career path, and is promoting building up that side of society. But there's a little bit of the arcane side as well. Obviously, you gotta mix the two with the artifice and the arcana. before eventually you're taken to one of the buildings on the far back corner of campus, which is known as part of the biology department, technically, where you're then taken in. You're led up the stairs before Jackson turns to you. Please wait here. I will let Professor Novabella know.
I guess we can do some more waiting. Your name was what? Jake?
Jackson.
Yes, that's great, Jake. Just get on with it.
Jackson. Right. Anyway.
I heard.
Well, I was going to tip you 2 gold, but I guess 1 will suffice since we have to wait longer. And Edward takes out a gold and gives it to freaking what's his face, Jackson.
Jake. Call
Your
him
name's
Jake.
Jackson or something, right? Jake or something.
Thank you.
It starts with a J.
much. Sure. He just bows a bunch before he goes, and he turns, and as he turns, he runs into a pedestal that had this massive vase on it and knocks the vase off of
I
the
like
pedestal.
lean over and try and catch it.
Oh heavens!
Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, okay, sure.
You gotta save the vase, Cather. Save the vase.
Make it.
Boss.
You know
Sorry.
what? What'd you get?
Not good.
Make
7.
a straight sleight of hand check.
A strength sleight of hand.
I like it.
Well, that would be a better number than that one. 13.
Okay. Yeah. He knocks it over, and you just catch it.
Yeah, just lean
He
over.
catches the entire pedestal.
Yeah.
That it was.
You catch the
that it
pedestal
was
and the
sitting on.
vase, and just kind of put everything back. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. He goes and trips a little bit as he's running away.
I lean forward a little bit and say,
Hurry it up.
Edward, don't you have charm person? You don't with this
I felt bad.
Well, the fact that Cather's more okay with using magic to literally fool someone than just technically not lying. You're just don't. All you guys did was go. You don't know who this guy is. He should definitely have an appointment here.
I just feel uncomfortable because they're being kind of mean to them.
And look,
Who isn't Abinthy mean to?
Abinthy, you're brilliant. The plan worked.
I mean, it's a great plan. I'm
I'll
not
be
good at this.
100% honest. I was fully prepared to just fill out a bunch of papers, but then she asked if we had an appointment, and I figured, why not just lie?
Why not just
Well,
lie?
We have something on our side that we didn't even realize was such a superpower, and that is my custom J.R. Collins watch.
Edward-
You all doubted, but
this
look
point,
what it's done for us now.
You are a leader of a city.
Dark-skinned elf dressed in academic robes step out. She has 2 braids of very dark black hair that come off the back side of her, and she's covered in these white tattoos on her dark skin that kind of glow ever so slightly. One that's almost like a tree that kind of comes up and around her face and her eyes. She's got all these different lines that come up around her neck with little dots to adorn it, stuff coming all the way down her hands. Every inch of her skin has some sort of a tattoo on or near it, aside from basically her lower jaw. She steps around. I don't know any of you. Do I have an appointment with any of you?
Are we in the office or in the hallway?
You're in the hall. So there's
still doing
the
it.
main staircase, and then there's another staircase that comes up, and then there's
And
kind of
is
a
anyone
banister.
is anyone else
You guys
in, I'm sorry. Is anyone else in the hallway with us? Is it just us?
No.
Lorelei, we have urgent business.
That was underwhelming.
Do you have somewhere safe we could speak privately?
I do. I'm wondering if I should take you there.
I look at this. I just look at the hallway. I'm like,
All of you right now. That seems more like the appropriate response is just to get rid of the smear that you all are and just remove that stain and get on with my life.
Abinthy takes a step forward.
oh boy,
As
I
he
already don't
does.
like her.
He's going
my
to shift weave into his robes of the Archmage.
Okay.
To gain the appearance, they're long, illustrious, flowing blues, grays, and whites, and he will give a not a humble bow. It's the most I understand that you speak down to people. I do as well. I'm not saying we're on the same
We're
level.
both dicks, and I feel you.
Exactly, but I get it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'll sweep the cape out and I say,
A little bit of the cloak of billowing.
yes, absolutely. I will bonus action Cloak of Billow.
Yeah. yeah, yeah.
And I will say, I am so sorry for the rude introduction. My name is Abinthy Tripwitz, Advent Arcane. We come here bearing a message of grave news for your health and safety, one that you may already know, but one that we should at least discuss. We've already met with several of your companions, and truthfully, we are simply looking out for your best health and safety. It would be a shame to lose such an incredible, intelligent arcane mind such as yourself.
Abinthy Tripowitz.
Yes.
You, I have heard of.
You may have read my book, or one of them.
It's quite good. There are a few touches that I would change, but overall, the concept is mostly spot on.
Well, I've been learning quite a bit, so I'm sure that there's a few things that I would change if I wrote it again. I'm considering a volume 2.
Would you like to step into my office?
You have no idea how much I would.
Come,
I don't go in.
I'm sorry for my comments. You must understand when someone brings up my original name, typically they're not allies.
I totally understand. He was definitely out of step there.
Ooh,
I'm glad you.
I lean over it and I go.
You can see Catherine's like fist is just flexing on the handle of his sword.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Edward steps in to kind of cool it down and says, "Oh, and don't mind me. I'm simply here just to make sure that his cloak never touches the ground."
That's
And he
quite
starts
nice
bending over,
walking.
pretending like he's preparing to catch it, as if he's like some kind of lowly servant to Abinthy. That's what I'm trying to sell here, so that he
Kimbo
can
is just
also
standing in the back.
join.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, Cather. As they begin to walk in, I just flank the door. Like I just stand in the hallway to make sure nobody shows up.
Just screening in front of the door.
So, you said that I have danger to be aware of.
Yes, an old enemy. Perhaps you've heard of it. You know of the changing of, the Archfey have been all uppity along with demon devils.
Yes.
I know, the teleportation thing has been truly a travesty. Much of that has been caused by the return of a certain Clover.
I see.
Yes, I assume that this room is soundproofed, that no one will be eavesdropping or anything along
Absolutely not. No.
In that case, I will speak honestly and truthfully. They have Marcus Steele. Zood's Thrin is a traitor, and they are currently attempting to get the rest of the sacrifices to at least 6 truths. They're also in the process of hunting down the Rod of 7 Parts. Figured you should be informed.
Yes, thank you. Alright. Allow me to take a moment to process this. So, Zood's Thrim has betrayed us.
No, she's a traitor.
I still hope she's evil.
Write that down. That'd be pretty funny. Man, that's a good idea. It's a shame she's not. She's not a great person, but she's not Clovar. Okay, so Zoods is a traitor, and Marcus Steele has been taken. And what are the others? Have you informed them?
Yes, as far as we know, they are all in an okay situation, except perhaps Miriam Lysium, as she went to speak with the Chosen, who we also know have been infiltrated.
She's going to get herself killed with all those brash actions.
Probably. At least it's hard for you guys to die.
That is true.
And then as for the other 2, Oscorus? Yes.
Yes.
Kempor. Kempor is
I
locked
think it's
himself inside of a
Oscar's
tree.
Tempor, sir. I'm sorry.
It's
Oscorus Laurelen.
yes.
Kempor is his alias. Yes.
My mistake. So sorry.
I just
Stop with
whatever
this.
is easier to say.
Yeah, Edward, you don't have to keep up with the
He leans
charade.
in.
Also, you missed my compliment earlier. I like your watch.
Edward's demeanor entirely.
Just instant air bravado comes over Edward.
Oh, well, thank you. My name's Edward and Fellows, by the way. Nice to meet you.
You like fellows Audronites?
Yes, but I prefer not to be affiliated with my father, but yes, that is me.
All right. Right. I discovered Audronites. That's just a random little tidbit.
Yes, thanks for that. I
welcome.
guess.
Absolutely.
It's really neat.
But back to business at hand. I'm sorry.
Yes. And then Okaro has hidden himself as well as best as he can. So currently, the last one that we had to meet up with was you.
While I don't like being placed last,
Oh,
I understand that I am probably the most capable, so...
Of course, you were the one that we least feared being taken, kidnapped, or harmed in any way.
Rightfully so. Alright. Well... Drew just like silently like just hating this woman
Like-
more and more.
Like, Drew thinks she's actually a really cool and interesting character. However, Drew and Kath are both kind of low-key despise her.
She's a
I love this girl. She's great.
Listen, if Abinthy had a female version of himself,
Yeah,
this
no,
would be
this
hot.
is the, yeah.
Honestly,
that's fair.
actually, Abinthy is the male version of her. Is really what's
It's
going on. But yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the warning.
Very well. I suppose that we can be on our way. We are planning on attempting to stop. Oh heavens, what's his face?
Clover.
Clover. It will take a bit of doing. We have some work to get done. Any tips or tricks? You've been through this once before.
Clover is a well-rounded opponent. Very physically capable, while also being very adept at the arcane. I am curious to know, now that he is bound by the weave, if that will change. But if he has help, I'm sure he could learn quickly. His witches and wizards, what are they?
The anathema, yes.
Yes, the anathema. Are they at large as well?
Currently, yes. Miriam Azima is not Miriam Azima.
Wisteria
Wisteria Vale. Yes, sorry.
We managed to take one of them out.
Yes, but Miriam. God, why am I saying Miriam?
You hate her
Wisteria
as much as
Vale.
I hate Wisteria.
Oh, goodness. Wisteria Vale is. Well, actually, he's staying in Wisteria Vale at the moment, so I do not doubt that he is gaining plenty of information about.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm confused. Is he staying in Wisteria Vale, or is Wisteria Vale still around?
Both.
That's annoying. She's kind of.
I know, right?
I don't like her. You know.
Neither do I. She's kind of the worst. I checked through the magazines.
Kiamura on the outside of the door just has like a single tear rolling down his cheek.
Oh, poor guy.
And I have some thoughts as to how to deal with her. They aren't particularly good ones, but I've got a.
I'd love to hear your thoughts. I love the idea of getting rid of her.
I mean, I would not be remiss for some assistance. I am a prideful man, but I'd like this to go smoothly.
Well, from what I've heard, you're more than capable. But if you did need help, and it happened to stumble my way, or I happen to be in town at the moment, I would love to help.
I like her.
Well,
Now Drew likes her.
Well,
Now that she's
Now that she's gonna be helpful.
give me a moment. Let me call my fiance. I'm going to step to the side and I'm going to cast sending to my wife. my wife to Glacia, and I say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Glacia."
Kind of want to cheat. Is that okay?
No. First of all, it's not cheating if it's an open relationship, and she is fully aware of it,
Fair.
and also probably involved as well.
Fair.
This is what I like to call a thruppletunity.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
I hate you, Aaron.
Oh gosh.
God. Hey, Glacia. I may need
A thruple.
to borrow your domain. Could I send an enemy and a friend there in the next few months? Love you.
Few months.
I don't know the exact time.
We're doing this 3 days from now.
It could be any time between tomorrow and like
6
1
months.
to 2 months, depending on who we have to fight first and how things go. If we get lost in the Feywilds, things happen.
My love, you have a much domain. You have as much
Right.
domain over my domain as you wish. If that would be beneficial to you, then absolutely. Dominion over my domain. That's the word I was looking
That's the one. That's nice. I'm going to turn back to Lorelei, and I'll say, have you ever been to the 6th layer of hell?
Thankfully, no.
Would you be interested in a brief vacation there? On request.
What is there for activities? Is mage slaying part of that?
Well, assuming that I can get her there, one of our biggest problems is
Edward's like, he's just looking really uncomfortable right now.
Well, one of our main problems is that Zood's Thrim and Wisteria Vale tend to travel together, and so dealing with both of them at the same time could be difficult, but let's say that perhaps I was able to split them up in some sort of way and send one of them to a certain location. The only fear is that while I am incredibly skilled, Wisteria has had a few 100 years to brush up on things when, I'll be honest, I've done the living of 100 lifetimes, but I'm still only 47. So if there was someone else there...
You're 47.
I know, I look dashing for my age.
Absolutely.
I was going to go into a body that would bring me back to 27. Whew, man, game changer there. But Ken, it's a long story about that one. But if perhaps I would be able to send you a message and say that we were on their way, so you could be waiting there, would you be willing?
I think if Wisteria Vale were to end up in hell, I would be very interested in going and paying her a visit and making sure she stays there.
Fantastic. There are plenty of rooms.
That one, I'm not gonna have to deal with Asmodeus, right?
Oh,
we
don't worry. We have an understanding.
him and I have had kind of awkward interactions before. You know, he
Let me tell. I'm going to point to my ring, and just say,
just like a charred circle around your finger.
Let me tell you, when awkward interactions with Asmodeus come into play, I'm somewhat of an expert.
I see.
So as long as you stay within Glacier's domain, it shouldn't be too bad. I recommend more of a timeshare situation than a permanent residence, so.
Excellent. Well, do you need me for any further plans then?
I don't think so. I would like to pick your brain about the means of mana and where it comes from, perhaps ways to accelerate the gaining process. I've also heard some interesting rumors about what you've got going on over here, but I have the sending spell.
You are free to call me whenever you'd like, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Yes, and
In fact, you should come do an internship here.
oh, it is interesting. I have been.
You should do an aided study with us.
I have had a couple of offers to teach at the College of Lightsbridge. So there's perhaps I'm certainly open to it. I've been interested in teaching, but I'm not sure if I have the knack for it. But
all the rest of Fate's Gambit's like, no.
hey, Edward's getting there. Slow and steady.
That knock spell's really coming together.
Absolutely.
Edward's gonna need to pull off a miracle. Let's be real.
But yes, I'll make sure to stay in contact with you. It has been a pleasure meeting you. I'm so sorry for the rude introductions. Also, we have absolutely conned your front desk into believing that we should be here.
I'm not gonna lie. Sam's kind of an idiot. So
it's another Sam. Criminy.
Stop
Is that
right now.
issue?
Oh, he's married to one. Wait, what color of hair does she have?
She was not a redhead.
Oh, well, that's okay then. That's a clear differentiation.
You broke the spell.
Yeah, broke it. But yes,
The
Excellent.
illusion is gone.
we will take our leave. We also may have to be dealing with some dragons in the near future. But make sure if you have any tips or tricks for mana. I currently have a bit of a mana pool myself. Had to use it to break the rules a little while ago, so it's pretty depleted. But if you have any tips or tricks, I would greatly appreciate them.
You
I'm pretty
want
new to
to
the
help
subject.
you break the rules of the system that I put in place?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Are you telling me that Miriam Azima is a liar?
Well,
She took full credit for it, mind you.
she took full credits.
Full credit. Never even mentioned your name.
Well, I suppose that's not necessarily inaccurate. You know what? That's from like 1,000 years ago.
I am so down to hear it, but I know we don't have the time.
Kind of did a lot of the weave. I did the Arginite thing. We kind of worked. We
Absolutely, it was
worked
a
together.
team effort.
Anyway.
Tell you what, you tell me over the sending, and I
All I know
am
is
always an ear to hear.
That's all I'm saying.
I've met her, I believe.
Wait, did she just say that she's a stronger lich or mage?
Mage.
I'm just saying. Wait, hold
Oh,
on,
yeah,
a lich.
One day.
But-
One day.
Wait, we need to kill a lich.
Yeah, we need a lich, and if she can't die, let's just take her head, make the thing to kill them.
Just stick her in a cauldron and use the
Yeah,
balls.
stick her upside
poison.
down, brew it. She's fine.
We can make infinite poison.
Shadow
Yeah.
Skull poisoning right there.
It's a dupe glitch. I know how this works. But we should really get going. One of our friends is currently on the run from Rycorum, so we should probably deal with that. It was a pleasure meeting you.
It was
I hope to see you again. And I am going to, real quick, I say, hold on. I'm going to take out a piece of paper and write it down, and then put it on the desk and slide it over. And I say, this is just a personal message from me to you, but we should really get going. And then we're gonna, I'm just gonna leave quickly.
Yeah. You guys step out of the office, say your goodbyes. She opens the letter. What does it say?
It says, sixth layer of hell, not always mage slain, sometimes it's mage lane. And then I'm gonna keep going.
Nice. She reads this and she literally goes, nice. Before just tucking that into a drawer and moving on with her work.
As soon as the door is closed, Edward just turns out and he's like, the energy in there was so weird. That was strange.
Those were my vibes. Wow.
I was afraid. I was so afraid of her. And then I was so flattered. And I felt like we were friends, but then all of a sudden I was afraid again. And but you two hit it off so well. It was
absolute
very
electricity.
confusing.
She's very much the type of person where her natural persona is that of like, I will stab you, but then she smiles at you and you're like, oh, like she has a really nice smile, like she's okay. And then she just goes back to not trying and it's like, oh my gosh.
She's
the definition of like, hear me out though.
Jeez.
We gotta burn the boats.
Absolutely.
But like, hear me out.
It's not a bad idea though to use the sixth layer of hell. That's not a bad idea at all.
The hard part is getting her there, but on the bright side, if she knows that I'm attempting to teleport her, then it's a good way to burn through some of her energy.
Well, I mean,
at least weakening her further shots.
I mean, is it helpful if we try to fight Wisteria at some point? Is it helpful to have somebody like Leshka around who can also help with some of that magic stuff?
I mean, we're going to.
I mean, I don't know how helpful it
down.
is to. I don't know. Like, is it easier to fight a mage with more mages?
Yes.
Is that like how that works?
I'm going to tell you right now.
Counterspell.
In my life, I have fought 30 mages at one point in time, but the conditions were in my favor. More likely than not, we're going to be fighting Wisteria in a place that she is familiar with, knows some, or at least expects us coming.
Uh-huh.
So if we can turn the tides so that instead of her being in her element, she's in mine,
Right.
that certainly gives me an advantage.
Right.
If I can get her into hell, I think I can take her.
So
I can
so like would the plan be like we all confront her and you get her into hell and then we follow her into hell?
I think you guys are going to have to be dealing with Zoods.
It's gonna be an epic
that's
scene
right.
where it's like we cross over to Material Plane. It's like Zood's Thrim facing off against Kiamora, Cather, and Edward, and whoever else they have, and then we'll hop over into Hell, and it will be Lorelei and Abinthy versus Wisteria as they got like this massive wizard ballad going. It's gonna
And
be awesome.
Glacia.
Would it be helpful?
Why
Like,
not Glacia?
would it be helpful?
Yeah,
then,
she's in jail.
She can't.
If,
She literally can't leave her cell.
if
Dang.
if we went and helped Leshka, perhaps for at least a little a window of time, he could help us
Yes.
with
Leshka
either.
is going to be the one most likely to be able to go from either helping you to helping me or vice versa.
Right. Okay. Good to know.
I'm so sorry to derail us. What is that in your hand, DJ? What are you picking your... It's a chopstick?
Yeah, it's a chopstick.
Oh.
It's a single
It
chopstick.
literally, it just looked like a piece of
Piece of
wood
wood?
that like you broke
I mean, that's
off
what a
of
chopstick
something.
is.
I
Chopstick
think
Just a
You're
fish
picking your
scraper.
teeth
piece of
with
wood.
it.
I don't know if you guys knew
I
this.
was
Okay,
so
I'm
concerned.
about to blow your mind. Okay, but chopsticks are typically just pieces of wood that you pinch to grab food.
I don't believe it.
I know, crazy technology, very useful, been around for a long time.
So, right now, I think our plan is let's go help Leshka. If we can get him out of the situation with the dragons, then we'll have him, and then we can deal with Miriam's.
Right.
God, not Miriam Azima. It's
And
goddamn
I suppose-
Wisteria Vale.
I mean,
Veil.
and if Lotta's also with Leshka, then she could also help us fight one of them as well.
Lotta's like a 5th level cleric right now.
Oh, is she? I thought she was way stronger than that.
No, well,
no.
she was, but she's slowly been dwindling as
Past her
Renaya-
prime.
Yeah, I mean, she's real old.
Yeah.
I see.
And compared to us at that time, she was really strong, but now we're like...
Yeah, back when you guys were like
level
2nd level, and she would
17.
well, and because she started at like 10th level, and then she slowly worked her way down to 5th level as Renaya kind of took over being the head cleric, and also she got older and all this type of stuff. So
Yeah.
That all makes sense.
Yeah, and when Abinthy was a kid, that's when
Lotta's group went
Lotta was like a small hero to Abinthy when he was like
That's
really,
awesome.
really little. It's like, oh my god, that's the person running around doing all the adventure stuff, but they like somehow never cross paths.
nice.
My favorite thing is making relationships with NPCs that involve never having met them or specifically avoiding them.
You're very good at it.
Like
Like
Abinthy,
yeah. I idolize this person, but I never got
super admires Lotta, hates Charles. Just like they hate each
What
other.
did Charles ever do?
That's the thing. They'll never talk about it. If you bring up the other person in the presence of Charles or Abinthy, it is like shut down city.
Well,
Actually,
it's not even
I
that it's like
could
shut
see
down.
Charles
It's that
having
they're very
something.
polite about each other. They're like, oh yeah, Charles does his job well.
Yeah.
You know, other parts
Yeah.
of his
Charles is a butler.
yeah. And Charles is like,
yeah.
Abinthy is good at magic.
Yeah, Charles would be like, Abinthy knows what he's doing, but it's
I don't know
like
if he'd say he knows what he's
clear
doing. He'd be like, when it comes to magic, Abinthy's got that down.
Abinthy has a lot of confidence.
That's it. But Charles knows, right? Charles knows.
Oh,
you're not
yeah,
getting away with it.
but like we just hate each other. Just despise, like we can't stand to be
Well,
in the same room.
it's because of this. It's like it's the Char. This is what it is that if Edward was a baby, you know, actually this is a poor analogy. What it is that
Where
they're
were you
both
going
friends
with
of
that?
Charles. They're both friends of Charles, but Charles looks at Abinthy as the bad influence friend. He's like, yo,
Yeah.
he's gonna get this person that I
Here's the
love
thing. Here's the
into
thing.
jail. And Abinthy looks at Charles as the stick in the mud friend who's a goody two shoes.
Here's the beautiful thing, though.
Mm.
I like to imagine that Abinthy did know of Charles before meeting Edward.
Well, he also used to work as an agent for
That's
the
probably how. It
Chosen.
probably happened.
That's
with the
probably
Chosen.
more where the beef comes from. is
That's
you're
what
like,
I was assuming.
this
So,
guy's
like-
an order of the chosen, like stick in the mud.
Then, like Edward and Abinthy met, and then he was like, "Oh my God, you have to meet Charles." And I'm like,
He's the
I'm
best.
sorry,
He's like my
who?
best friend.
It couldn't possibly be the same one. And
He's
then
like
they
my
see each
second
other,
dad, bro.
And then they just hate each other.
They're just like, oh,
They're
That
like, God,
Abinthy.
I hate this guy."
Awkward. We were both in our full getup. You know what I'm saying? Both you and me,
Mhm.
superhero sidekick, full getup. Right.
Yeah.
Meeting with Charles, and
They
in
don't
that
know about
moment,
that. They don't know
Charles
about that,
knew. I know. Hey, I'm being cryptic. In that moment, Charles knew.
I'm being
Charles
cryptic
knew.
because I'm like, yo, we were in our full superhero costumes.
Don't you dare spoil anything, DJ.
I didn't spoil anything. I simply
I'll
repeated
come right
what
over
you
there.
said. I repeated word for word what you
All right.
said, and then you said, don't spoil anything.
All right. Are we teleporting to Leshka now, or are we waiting?
I mean, it'd probably be. I mean, might as well just do it now, right? I mean, there's no
Sounds
reason
good to me.
that we
College
can't,
to
right?
Leshka. Let's all agree that if we see a dragon, we won't panic.
I mean,
Edward pulls out a mirror and is like, okay, if we see a dragon, okay, we're not gonna panic.
I mean,
If you
Edward,
were to roll an insight, you'd know he is calming himself down, realizing that
Edward.
we are electing to go
Kath,
potentially being chased by.
okay. As soon as Cather kind of like comes over to Edward, because this mechanically speaking is something I have. Like, you do have this sense of like peace, of like not being anxious and afraid, because you can't be afraid when you're near me.
It's true.
Wow.
It's
That would be
literally
useful against dragons.
it's very useful against dragons. I just stand next to Edward, just like, all right, it's all right, we got this, not a problem.
Edward looks over at you and sees your gentle eyes
There's like
Edward,
a
are-
soul coming
and sees
back
your
up.
calm
Edward.
demeanor.
Edward, are you
And he
okay?
takes a deep breath and he puts his hand on your shoulder and says, I know I'll be okay. And then he drops, his arm goes down,
Slides down the
slowly
breastplate.
down the back of your arm, and it falls
Edward, are you
to
okay?
Edward's side.
No,
And Edward
he's certainly not.
and Edward closes his eyes and says, I think we can do this. Together.
gonna-
And he holds Cather's hand and he holds Aventhy's hand. He says, we've been through so much together.
I'm
Okay.
gonna hold
And then he
Kiyomora's
looks at
head.
Kiyomara and he says, and I'm glad you're here too.
Wow.
I'm gonna cast sending again.
No, let's-
real quick.
Right, that
These
way we
dragons
know
are-
where we're going.
Yeah, you guys send in.
I'm gonna cast sending again. The first one that I'm gonna cast is actually going to go to Grandmother Tavut.
Oh,
dragon.
look at
Yeah,
her.
Grandma Dragon.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, hello, grandmother. We will be engaging in combat with the bad dragons. Don't take that out of context. Soon. Where are you? Any advice? Does it matter if we kill them?
Oh. I will come help.
Ooh.
That's what we wanted, baby!
Inform me of where you are, and I will meet you there.
Oh,
Alright.
they're going down.
God, this is going to be so many spell slots.
We got Grandma Dragon on our
Just
side?
so you know, I think I'm picking up on what you're doing based off of what you just said out loud. Just keep in mind, Leshka also has the ability to communicate things.
Yes, but I can't tell him to tell me without telling him first.
Well, no. I'm saying we could get to him and he could tell Grandma.
Has he
He's never
her?
met grandmother.
He hasn't met Grandmother. I take it back.
I've noticed. Can I splice? Can
Can you act as the operator?
Can
I just
Leshka
connect them?
assist? Can Leshka like just you give him a spell slot? Well,
Yeah, you want to act as the operator.
he's like, here, use my
Yeah.
minutes.
I'll just one hand. I'll put wires in both my hands, and one of them will reach out, grab hold of the fabric of reality, and the other. I'm just gonna connect their.
You guys
minds.
watch as there's like lightning shooting across Aventhy's arms as you hear echoes of voices coming off of him.
And I'm just gonna listen in. As like picking up.
I would allow you to do
phone.
this if you want to use some of your mana.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know how much I have. Last I was told it was empty, but it's been a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
This is
The mana
so
that you've
sick.
worked up, is enough to connect to sending spells.
I mean, it can't be too.
It's not
too
that
hefty.
difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's. I'll take one out of my like 10. just connect the two.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
This
so
is worth it.
Leshka and grandmother have a nice conversation. They're like, yo, you're really rad. It's nice to meet you. Also, like, here I am. Please come help me. At which point, you, being the middleman, you hear this entire conversation. So you figure out exactly where Leshka is as well. He is currently in the wilds of East Brovania. He's fled south from the Valley of Kings. He's fled south from the Valley of Kings and is currently holed up in a cave in some random...
I'll take your call later, sir. All right, in a cave where? Where did you say, sir?
It's in the middle of East Brovania.
Okay, I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more help than that.
About 20 miles south of the Valley of Kings.
Oh, that's just perfect. That's just perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna pass my coordinator stuff to someone else in the arcane weave. So you can have this back now. Oh, my little thing. All right, we're going to have the assistance of Grandmother Tevut, and I know where they are. They're holed up in a cave about 20 miles
south of the Valley of Kings.
South. It was south.
The Valley of
south
Kings
of the Valley of
in
Kings.
East Brovania, the country of East Brovania.
Yes, East Brovania.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I just saw once again reality being torn apart, and now you
Look,
know where they are.
it's not that hard.
This doesn't make sense to me, and
It's not
every time. It's
supposed to,
amazing.
Edward. Once
Every
you
time, it's
accept-
amazing.
Once you accept that
Everything
it's not
I've learned
supposed to
about
make
magic,
sense,
you just,
Edward.
it's like there's a
throw it
stone
like
path
chaff into
across
the
a
wind,
river, and you
Edward.
wade through the river instead.
Absolutely.
And somehow
I
you
skip across the top
faster.
like a thrown stone from the hand of God.
Wow. Okay then.
Abinthy is God's agent. That's all I'm hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to
Okay.
backstab him. Let's go.
Abinthy is the physical embodiment of the meteor that God's going to throw at Earth once he wants to get rid of all of us.
100%.
Okay.
So
So
we
Just
go
like he
to
did the
teleport
dinosaurs.
on
I don't
nuts.
know what they did, but they deserved it, guys.
okay. So DM.
Make that a t-shirt. The dinosaurs deserved it.
no, we don't. No, we like.
Oh
that
my
anime.
gosh. We're going to make it a t-shirt. Look for the next merch drop.
Absolutely.
That's not gonna happen.
You don't know that. Just believe. See, this is your problem. You don't have enough faith.
All right, Drew. What
Okay.
is happening in the
So
story?
so
Help
DM,
us.
I'm going to need your help here with
Okay.
with my teleport.
Okay.
Because I don't have an object of Leshka's right now.
No.
So I don't know how well I could teleport to him.
Can't you name like specific like coordinates or something like that?
So yes, I can. So that would a description is a place whose location and appearance you know through someone else's description, perhaps a map.
Okay. So you know that he is in a cave that is 20 miles south of the Valley of Kings.
Right.
In East Brovania.
I feel like you could guess, and maybe you'll get
In
lucky.
a couple miles.
So yeah, so basically all you need to do is roll good on a D100.
Yeah, because so I will be on target if I roll a 74 or above on a D100. I will be
Okay.
off target if I roll a 54 or above, and then similar area for 44 through 53, and then I fail the rest of the time.
I got you.
So
I'm not paying attention to those numbers. You're gonna have to retell me.
yeah. No. I'm more saying it for myself.
Are you casting the spell right now? Are you guys teleporting? Are you doing this?
Let's
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
I mean, why not?
I'm already
Let's
holding
get there.
hands with two of them.
Let's get so that way, let's do it in 30 minutes and then we'll end stream and just start off with the fight in the next
It'll be
episode.
great.
That's gonna be the dream. That's gonna be what I'm aiming for.
Edward is squeezing, like pulsing, kind of
Same.
like alternating between Gather and Aventhy.
Abinthy's just practicing his Kegels.
Absolutely.
What is that? Is that naughty? I don't know what that is.
Yes and no. It's a health
Don't
practice
tell
that
me
can-
then. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It's not
It
a
sounds icky.
bad, no. It's not a bad thing.
It's just
health
it's like a
practice.
muscle.
Yeah, it's exercising a muscle that can improve the pleasure that you experience during sex, along with your in general health as well.
It's also-
I
it's-
didn't want to know.
It's important for like childbirth and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you learned now. We
Okay,
are an
giggle.
education.
I can't
okay, so I
help
rolled-
but giggle. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I roll DM. I rolled a 68, which means we are off target.
Hey,
So-
that's not bad.
Dang it.
It's not. It's actually not bad. So
We were
you
so
and your
close.
group appear in a random distance away from the destination in a random direction. The distance off is I have to multiply
1d10
my
times
2d10
1d10
yeah,
percent
what
of
I-
the distance.
right. So
That was
based
to be
off of what I
tracked.
rolled. So
Okay.
Um.
Okay, got it. So there's potential for you to be very far off.
Very
Since
far.
you're teleporting from across the world.
Please don't put us in the ocean again. That would be
So,
miserable.
Drew, you want to roll a
Yes.
1 on your D10.
Yes.
On
Because
both of them.
then you'll be 10% off of the distance that you were going, which means that you'll only be like 400 miles off.
Well, no. If
Well,
you,
no,
if
no,
you, so how many miles are we traveling?
Like several thousand.
Okay, so
You know, because it's literally like you're
we need
teleporting
you to roll
from the United
really low.
States to Russia is what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, all right. So tell me those D10 rolls there, Bucko.
Roll a 1, Drew. Roll a 1.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'll ruin it. I know I will. So I'll just keep my mouth shut. And not say anything
Yeah,
about
nah,
the quality of
nah.
Drew's roll.
Not good.
What'd you get?
I got. Let's see. What's
What was
five?
it, 2d10
What's 6?
zero?
What's 6 times 8?
48.
What's
So we're
times
48% of 1,000 miles off, or
So
however
500
many
miles
miles. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just teleport again. We just land in some poor farmstead, and we're like,
You guys literally
yeah.
land in the middle of a field with a bunch of cows. There's a little house about 2 miles in the distance that you can see, and you like land like right next to a cow, and it like kind of looks up.
and we're like,
This is.
If we teleport enough, eventually
look-
we'll run out
I
of
look
stuff
around,
to
I'm like,
puke.
well, this is not the right place.
one more time. We're closer now. Well, that was a good
That was
count.
really close.
Yes, I can
pretty
feel it.
good.
I grew up in Nebraska.
I do feel.
smells
I do
so
feel like
bad.
we're closer somehow.
Yes.
It
Well, I mean,
smells like
that's
a
how the teleport
burning-
spell works.
It smells like a burning shoe
Well,
is
but yes,
sitting
but
under...
but if it went bad, I could feel if it went worse.
Yes. We would all feel it if it went worse.
No, I stepped in one. What is it? It's just like the cow pie is just a shoe print.
Edward's
is
such a
that?
silly boy.
It's a.
I don't suppose. Is there a way for Abithy to assist me in this role?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
I can channel the arcane energy.
Okay, I got a 66, meaning we're off target again.
Okay. No, that's fine. Roll your 2d10.
This can't be.
We'll
it.
say 500 miles is what you have to go. So that's
500 miles. So that's
500
fine.
miles.
This
That's
can't
fine. Just
be
roll low on your
pleasant.
d10s.
This can't be pleasant. I got clay on my
That's
shoe.
that's a 54%.
Okay. So we're
Go
only
another
like
250 miles.
50
She's
miles.
250 miles away from Leshka.
If we
Do you have any
continue
more
doing
left
this
on
way,
you? You got one left.
It would have
This is
just been better if I
parabola.
just teleported us to the Valley of Kings.
You guys teleport again. You
One more time.
feel that familiar sensation ripping through time and space.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it.
And you find yourselves in a cellar. There's a bunch of
Dang
wine
it.
all around you.
Oh, I
I
thought you
love
meant like a
cellars.
And
prison.
you hear footprints above, or the
Footsteps.
sound of footsteps above you. And then you hear in a language that you guys probably aren't very familiar with. Or maybe, I don't know. Well, you hear in primordial a bunch of swearing. And it's like, those dog tooting kids are playing in the cellar again. As you hear this grumpy old man like busting his way down these stairs.
Okay.
Carrying a
okay.
scythe.
Quick.
I very quickly I tell my friend, okay, we only got one more shot. If we want,
Quick, do your best kids impression.
I can just teleport us to the Valley of Kings and then we could rest up a little bit. We can rest up a little bit, and that way we guarantee that we're at least within 100 miles.
I say just go for it. Balls to the wall. Just do it.
Just go for teleporting to Leshka and teleporting to the valley.
Directly to him.
Right, Drew?
Directly to him.
Teleporting directly to him.
Man, The man is on his way. Hurry up,
Okay.
Cather.
We're gonna try it again.
The door rips open.
Are there any? Is there any? While we're being like as we're having that conversation, I'm looking around. Is there anything like good?
Make a
Like a
investigation
good
check.
thing of wine? Or
Yeah,
anything?
make an investigation check.
You're just gonna steal from this poor family's.
Absolutely.
It's a big wine cellar. This is like a rich vineyard owner.
22.
Yeah, there's7 good vintages. You're like, yep, I'm gonna grab that and grab that.
So-
I'm going
Grabs
to take
one,
it.
too. So
and then I will
unintentionally-
slide like proper payment, like 2 gold or something
So-
like that.
so
for the good bottle of wine
unintentionally-
sitting on my pack.
As panic begins to wash over Cather, he accidentally abused the helm with a little more magic than normal. As he gets 93 this time, putting us right on target.
Let's go.
And so
Let's go, bro.
he makes direct eye contact with the farmer, and he's like, "I'm so sorry."
And then we telefrag Leshka. That's how on target we are.
Leshka's like Catherine and Leshka become one.
Ew.
Yeah, no, telefragging's bad.
Right there in the open like that.
Oh my god.
Nice. Nice.
You guys feel one last time that sensation of ripping through time and space. Your stomach falls, you get a headache. Edward, at this point, you have a definite like nosebleed.
Oh no.
And you find yourself at the base of a cave. You hear sounds of dripping water at the back of the cave. Why is there 2?
What do you
Dude, it just
mean?
drops.
Be like, drip, drip.
As we land, Leshka.
That's too much dripping.
That's way
It's just a waterfall.
that's way too many stalactites.
That's so many drips. Oh my goodness, what are you doing, Grant?
I'm back.
As we approach the cave, Cather's Leshka. That's Cather. Are you here?
Yes.
I could reply, DJ. If you
I know. That was me. Like, that was my cue for you, bro.
Oh, okay. Oh, my friends. Let me tell you, it's been a crazy journey. Whew. Dragons everywhere. It's horrible. Get in here. And he just like grabs everyone and just.
Leshka's just kind of a little more crazed than usual.
I like this, Leshka. Normally I'm on the
Everything. It's great to see you. The magic, the weave. It's been going
Leshka.
crazy as of late.
Let's
Something's
keep your voice down.
Goodness. Everything is horrible.
Lada goes over to you, Edward, and she's like, "You look like you could use some help." And she's just gonna give you like 10 hit points as she does a cure wounds.
As that happens, Leshka look. Oh my goodness, my friend. He
Leshka,
like
it's good to see you.
all fours. He like runs over. He grabs you by the
He's
shoulders
like on the walls.
and he says,
It's like
It says-
over the ceiling.
"Ah, yes,
It was like,
Edward. I can see it's coursing through your veins. The weave is stronger with you than we last saw. This is good. This is good."
See, Edward, why can't you be like Leshka?
I don't know,
Leshka
man.
gets
Why
it.
can't you be like your older brother Leshka?
I can feel the magic. It's coursing through you. Yes,
What
this
do you
is good.
mean?
We might have a fighting chance against them.
We also called Grandmother Tevuch, so
Who's that?
we should have it's a dragon that should be on our side. She's the one you talked to on the phone.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
On the
oh,
telly.
The grandma. Yes, that's good. Good. Yes. I must go back. He like scutters further into the cave.
the darkness of the cave.
He scatters backwards.
You just see his eyes light up and glow, and it's the only thing he's like on the wall.
Like,
DJ.
If you
You're
look,
giving very,
if you look
like-
closely, you see he's scuttling around, and there are like strange arcane runes and fragments of like material components for spells just strewn about as he's like
Literally has been
frantic.
scratching arcane equations into the walls.
Yeah, 100%.
It
Dude.
gives very like Darth Maul with the spider legs.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
He's-
yes, it does.
You could very easily tell the past several months have not been good to Leshka.
I look
You
at
don't
Lada.
say.
Yeah, I look at Lada and I go, well, he seems to be doing well. Is he?
How he was when I first joined him. Yes, he's doing much better. He's at least like cohesive in his scribblings instead of like working on 4 different arcane equations at the same time.
Come on,
is it
come on,
just
get
a-
over here. Get over here. I need your help.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'm coming. Oh. He like walks past the cash. He's like, oh wait.
Leshka just starts beating. Get more senseless.
He grabs his arm and pulls him close to the ground. He says, "Look, don't you see?
He pulls you like awkwardly close.
You can see it, right? You can see it. The magic, the weave. It's coursing through the very veins of this cave.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know a whole lot about magic.
No, but it's in you. You're a paladin, aren't you not? You will the weave to manipulate around you. You are stronger than any mage could hope to be.
Thank you.
So, is this just like lack of sleep and constant near-death experiences, or is this like he was cursed and we're trying to figure it out?
I think it's the fact that he's nearly died like 4 times.
Oh, that's true.
You know, like, and he was by himself for a lot of it. It took me a long time to find him because he's being chased around everywhere. So he's just kind of by himself, like living out of caves, trying to avoid being hunted by apex predators. It gets to you, you know?
Yeah. Tell you what, you guys go figure stuff out with Lauda. I'll take charge of this. Because I get this. This I understand.
Abinthy's
Like
been
in
here before.
Yeah, this is like the normal. I was
This is
like
how Abinthy actually works. The problem is that Leshka is stuck in work mode and not like human being mode, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna work him out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, buddy, let's try differential equations. Let's step it down a little. Just
Absolutely.
to math instead of
Absolutely.
arcane.
With you guys having found Leshka, gotten Lada figured out, and knowing that you're on the verge of a battle with dragons, hopefully to prevent them from being able to find any more parts of the rod. You're not quite sure who you're gonna fight, whether it's hopefully not Rykorum.
Hopefully
Although,
not that guy.
if it was Rykorum, that means that like your head honcho is kind of taken out, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, let's just get it out of the way.
Rykorum's a real tough cookie to crack, so
Yeah, Grandma Tevat's got it.
Cookie to crack?
yeah, you haven't heard that phrase before?
I think
Anyway.
it's normally crumble, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Egg to crack?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll be back next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's been very, very fun for us. We've been a little more unhinged, and it's been very enjoyable for us. So we hope you guys like the content.
Yes.
And so, yeah. Anyway, do we have anything else that we want to say before we sign off for tonight?
I would like to say that Lemon in chat said that it is a nut to crack, and I think that sounds right to me.
Tough nut to crack, tough cookie to crumble, tough cookie to
I
crack.
think it's normally
Egg.
between egg and nut. I think cookie is like
What is between an egg and a nut? Find out next week on the Paper Dungeon.
We love you guys. Good luck and Godspeed. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your night.